$3 favourite for the Railway. He'll be led off the
Group 1 Railway Stakes, and the favourite, well, El Presidente, $2.80. There's been a little bit of a move on track for numbers 3, Gyno, and also number 10, Mansion House. They've been the two that the punters have supported on track. But the favourite is still clear-cut, El Presidente, $2.80. Now, there's been very good move for Dame. Gyno, number 3, is $11 into $8.50. In
$1 million up for grabs for the first time in this Carlton Draft Railway Stakes. They're racing in the Railway. Royal Lot last to go. West River Charlie won the start. Glory Hunter was ridden for speed, and Harvey's fired up, beat the storm. And he's rushing up and he's in search of the lead, and coming over is Mr. Sandgroper as well. So they go into the back and beat the storm's going to lead at the 1300 from Mr. Sandgroper. Over on the outside, going up there next of all when they settle down is Keaton Grace, Glory Hunter, a length and a half. West River Charlie, Mansion House forward. They're being followed back in behind those when they settle down by Dacker's Gem, and they now take a bit of a breather. Harvey slowed them right down. Tarzy's gone up near the middle, a length and a half, no questions. El Presidente in the second half wants to throw his head around a little. Hartley's Railway, a half a length the break, going up now. West River Charlie moves up to eyeballing. They're going stride for stride. Mr. Sandgroper feeling the pinch. Glory Hunter joining him. Oliver's sending Mansion House around them. He's moved up into 4th spot, a length and a half. El Presidente starting to warm to the task from no questions. Keaton Grace, Dacker's Gem struggling on the rail. Then New Spice when they turn from Tarzy, and Gyno held up coming around the bend. West River Charlie reaches the lead. Mansion House looming large though. Glory Hunter, here comes El Presidente battling away, beat the storm on the fence. El Presidente reaches the lead, 100 to go. El Presidente races to the front from Mansion House. Down the outside is Hartley's Dream, but El Presidente wins the Railway Stakes. Super victory by a superstar. El Presidente beat Hartley's Dream, the bolter, with Mansion House close up. Dacker's Gem, Glory Hunter beat the storm. Royal Lot, Gyno made up ground. Keaton Grace next home, followed by West River Charlie and Tarzi. New Spice deeper, followed then by Mr. Sandgroper. Innovation well back to Idyllic Prince.
He is a superstar, El Presidente. I think we'll see him over here in the east. I think he'll come to Melbourne or Sydney next year, and he'll certainly be, well, you have to go up another grade, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, El Presidente, he's a very, very good horse. A great win in the Railway yesterday, but interesting to see how far he goes. He looks like he might have just reached the end of his, tether at the top level at 1,600 metres. He's going to go on and race in an 1,800 metre race in the Kingstown Classic, so good race. I might, if I was a book.
By a superstar.
Yes, superstar indeed. I think it's 9 from 11.
9 from 11, yeah.
He probably should have been unbeaten, I think you were saying
he was
before the show.
Unlucky at his first start, and the other time he was beat, he protested second against first and probably was unlucky to lose that time. So really could be 11 from 11, but geez, a good horse.
Good story though, Ronnie. When he was a young horse, fantastic.
Right, now I'm sure there'll be some comments following this race. This is the Hong Kong Sprint Trial, a lead up to the International Sprint.
He's jumped hastily and will lead as expected. From Able Prince pushed out into second. Absolute Champion settles in third with Regency Horse the inside, and Sacred Kingdom's caught a fraction deep, and Mosse lets him go forward. Scintillation wasn't great out, but he improved. Scintillation's caught 3 deep, no cover. Regency Horse sits 4th on the rails, then Absolute Champion, Sacred Kingdom. A length and a half to Sunny Singh. Medic Power is tracking up behind Sacred Kingdom onto the bend. From Planet Ruler is hard at it, and Flaming Lamborghini is last as they turn. Natural Blitz is under siege now by Scintillation, who's coursed deep all of the way. Now Absolute Champion's looking for run underneath him. Sacred Kingdom goes to the outside, and in the twinkling of an eye, Sacred Kingdom put paid to Scintillation. Absolute Champion staying on, then Flaming Lamborghini. Medic Power can't get them, but look at this raw Sacred Kingdom. He's tearing away from Absolute Champion, and Sacred Kingdom, he's down, bolts in.
Well, that was an astonishing win. 2 3/4, 1 3/4. A new track record yet again. 1:7.5. Sacred Kingdom number 3. $18 started odds on.
Side, and in the twinkling of an eye, Sacred Kingdom put paid to Scintillation. Absolute Champion staying on. Then Flaming Lamborghini. Medic Power can't get them, but look at this raw Sacred Kingdom. He's tearing away from Absolute Champion, and Sacred Kingdom, he's down, bolts in from Absolute Champion.
Well, it was in the news, Sacred Kingdom, from our point of view, when Danny Nicolette left Hong Kong because he found he was being replaced by Gerard Mosse. who now sticks with Sacred Kingdom, 1.7.5. They'll end up with about 1.3 here in Hong Kong because it's the 5th time they've broken the record. Absolute Champion, the defending sprinter from Hong Kong, just fair, and Medic Power was terrible, pulled up with an irregular recovery rate here, but he looked awesome, didn't he, Steve?
Well, he did, and we can take that at face value because the horse he's running away from, of course, is the defending international sprint champion, Absolute Champion. This horse, Sacred Kingdom, prepared by Ricky Yu, as you mentioned, since...
Well, I think they are pretty good. Well, Sacred Kingdom clearly is. I think, yes, of Miss Andretti, and she's pretty good anyway.
Yes, I suppose racing the other way might be a little question mark with her. We know it's no problem for Sacred Kingdom, now won 7 of 9. But I think Mr Andretti will be highly competitive at the very least.
Pardon my say on Sacred Kingdom.
Well, 1.7.5, a course record. That is absolutely low flying over 1,200 metres. This horse has won 7 from 8 now, and this is the horse that Danny Nikolic was involved with. He won his first 5 races on him, and then he was beaten off him and he was sacked off him, and it sent Danny packing back to Sydney. I heard one of the commentators in Hong Kong say, "Oh, Danny would have been excited with that win yesterday." Well, like hell, I reckon he would have put his foot through the TV.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if Miss Andretti gets there right, and you never can tell. She's got to travel from here. She's got to go over to their, their climate, all those sorts of things. So if she gets there at 100%, I don't have any worries about the horses that finish 2nd, 3rd and 4th and 5th. But I tell you what, he could beat her, the winner.
He's going to run favourite. She's going to be extraordinary odds because she's got a cult following now. The only negative with Miss Andretti is going the Sydney way of going for the first time.
It'll be new.
It'll be all new for her.
And 20 cents. 2 minutes away to the Japan Cup over 2,400 metres. Group 1. We just heard from Josh Fleming at a sash and pink sleeves and a lime green cap there. Number 10, Misho Sampson. Number 2 is Pop Rock. Number 18 is Delta Blues. And of course, Delta Blues beating Pop Rock in the 2006 Melbourne Cup.
And the last Delta Blues. The winner of the 2006 Melbourne Cup is at big odds in the Japan Cup. Stand by for the 27th running. Gates are back, they're away. Papal Bull missed it badly. Getting away on the inside was Pop Rockwell. Cosmo Bulk commenced well. Down the middle of the field, quickly stretching out now is Versace Pandora. Out wider and moving up is Delta Blues. Along the inside is Chosun. Accelerating on the outside of Admire Moon. Cosmo Bulk, they squeeze up a little. Papal Bull. Dream Passport still well back with Inti Raimi and also Vodka last of all. 650 to run. It's still Chosun showing the way. Looming up on the outside of Versace Pandora. Cosmo Bulk. Misho Sampson right down the middle of the track. Versace Pandora and Artiste Royal. Well, there's a number of chances at the 400. Misho Sampson down the middle of the track, still whacking away is Versace Pandora. Artiste Royal and Pop Rock getting through late, and here's Vodka. Vodka looms up on the outside of Misho Sampson. Misho Sampson, and along the inside is Admire Moon. Admire Moon's got his head in front. Admire Moon stretching out, going to the line. Admire Moon and out wide Pop Rock. Hit the line. Admire Moon, Pop Rock, Misho Sampson. Then Vodka. Late on the scene was perhaps Inti Raimi, or no, in fact it was Delta Blues. Then Artiste Royal. Then further back to Versace Pandora pulling up.
It's a photo, 4 or 2. 4 or 2. Inside Admire Moon. Pop Rock takes a dive, but that's just before the line. Have a look at this. Looks like the 4's got it on the inside. Admire Moon. Now they're set at Albany.
Air is preparing to tackle some of the world's best in next month's Hong Kong Sprint.
The Australian Racing Awards may have been delayed by 2 months because of EI, but it just postponed the inevitable.
I very proudly announce tonight that the 2007 Australian Racehorse of the Year is Miss Andretti.
Lee Freeman's mare claimed 4 Group 1s during a stellar season that culminated with the King's Stand Stakes at Royal Ascot.
To represent her and have her...
Brisbane through the winter but hasn't started since then. Dance Hero. King Rex, of course, he's getting some support on course already. $7.50 he opened up at. He's into $5.50 or as a takeover target. But we'll wait and see with interest this particular race because so many...
They're in, they're set, they're ready to go, and the starter doesn't muck about. He lets them go quickly, and Dance Hero was the best into stride.
stride and leads from Takeover Target right up there in the early stages. Passacateer on the outside is third. 600 metres to go, and these two Group 1 winners with $8 million in prize money between them. They'll lead up for home with Dance Hero a length in front of Takeover Target. King Rex is third on the inside, and then came Passacateer and Ubers last of all. Dance Hero swung for home by over a length on Takeover Target. Nash has tried to pinch a break up the rise, and then Passacateer followed by King Rex, who can't do any better, and Dance Hero has kicked nicely clear. He calls on Takeover Target now. The champion is starting to knuckle down to his task on the outside. Here comes Takeover Target. He's gobbling up Dance Hero with every stride. Takeover Target put his head in front and won the money in a memorable finish. Beat Dance Hero. Back in third spot Uber, and then came in behind them Passacateer, and last in was King Rex.
What a sensational race. Takeover Target looked as if Dance Hero had stolen the break on him halfway up the straight, but the great champion he is, this star sprinter Takeover Target, just too strong, and he gobbled him up every stride, got closer and closer to Dance Hero, and in the end, right on the line, Richie, he managed to get him. The numbers there, one.
He's a freak, isn't he? He's a freak, Takeover Target. He's 8 years of age. Joe Geniacs come to town. Good on you, Joe. What a wonder. Dance Hero, and he had three on top of the straight. You couldn't run him down, not with 61.
What can you say? He's a freak.
He's taking you everywhere, mate. He just keeps...
Sing back to Sydney yesterday at Royal Randwick, and the same could be said for Brisbane at Doomben yesterday. Fabulous day's racing, particularly in Sydney, and the performance of Takeover Target and Dance Hero. What a day. Ronnie Dufficy was there. How good was it?
Oh, sensational day, Graham. There's a few whispers around the track that Joe was getting a few fringe benefits bringing Takeover Target to Randwick for this carnival. Well, the opening of racing anyway. Whatever they give him, that wasn't enough, because Takeover Target and Joe put the life right back into racing yesterday, without a doubt.
And you're right, Ronnie. The Takeover Target, that was a sensational win. He's a sensational horse, 8 years old, and he dug in for the fight about 200 metres out when he was gone for all money. It was brilliant. But
down to his task on the outside. Here comes Takeover Target. He's gobbling up Dance Hero with every stride. Takeover Target put his head in front and won the money in a memorable finish. Beat Dance Hero. Back in third spot Uber.
Terrific call there, Mark. Joe Janiak and Jay Ford combining Takeover Target, and he is a champion, isn't he?
Oh, he showed his champion qualities here. Look, Dance Hero, we know what a good horse he is. Group 1 sprinter, Golden Slipper winner, and when he's allowed to highball in front the way he was, he pricked his ears at the 600 metre mark, and then again on the corner. He had plenty in the tank and he gave it all. But
what guts, what determination. He's just unbelievable. 61 kilos. I fell for the trap thinking it wasn't, just back to 1,400. He usually takes a run or two to come to hand. The Villiers is back to 1,400 metres now on, I think it's January 6. The race is there for the taking. There must be a ceiling on the weights for the Villiers. There might be a 61 maximum or something like that. There has to be for Joe to say this is the race we're targeting the horse for. So,
All right, a minute away from start time as Gallant Test comes back to scale for Doomben, race number 7. This is a Natural Destiny. I think Richie's actually with David Payne. We'll see if we can have a quick word.
About set, we saw Takeover Target and Dance Hero in Sydney today at Randwick, and now we're watching Natural Destiny. What a race record he's got. 13 starts, 10 wins and 1 second. They're racing now. Came out only fairly Natural Destiny. Babinda Half was the first to go. Picardy Run began quickly. Now Natural Destiny's picking up momentum. He's gone through to be third. Outside it, Tornado out by 2. The grey Natural Destiny Stride second. Picardy Run third on the fence. Tornado Alley fourth. 2 San Francisco Matani, followed then by Quarter Jern. Testified to Migos, Lachlan River and Recapitalised. Into the straight. And the leader is Babinda Half. Natural Destiny second on the outside of Picardy Run, just taking a little while to quicken up. Collis is forced to go for the whip. Babinda Half joined by Picardy Run, and now Natural Destiny now knuckling down, then Matani and Tornado Alley. Natural Destiny on the outside. Picardy Run. Matani's coming late. They hit it. Matani's bloused them. Matani's beaten Natural Destiny right on the peg. It's a photo for third. Picardy Run.
Of course, we saw Awesome in the Bernhardt Stakes before placed in the BTC Cup and the Doomben 10,000, running down the heavily backed odds-on favourite Natural Destiny, who was never travelling like a $1.30, $1.40 chance. He's gone under by not much, but he's always going to...
Yes, night, and there it is, race 7 at Ascot, the Kingston Town Classic, 17 minutes away, and it has been put back. There was an unfortunate incident, 60 behind the favourite El Presidente at $2.60.
And he will be a dominant favourite. TAB Sportsbet.
This is the Group 1 Kingston Town Classic. 500,000 in prize money.
Gyno's in a nice posse up at the 450. A length and a half westerly breeze. Dakar's Gem El Presidente giving them a big start. Around the corner they come. Kiora missed, tackled by New Spice. Mid-time on the fence, 2 lengths away. Perestroika, Gyno. Then came Megatech. He's starting to knuckle down. Megatech coming at New Spice with Gyno. Megatech, New Spice, Gyno. Megatech reaches the lead. El Presidente getting out of the ground, but Megatech's home. Megatech, the 3-year-old, won the Kingston Town from Gyno and El Presidente.
Albie, congratulations. It was a...
By the ill-fated Dane time out of Mega Roll and Paul Harvey.
Saw a very good horse in Perth. The horse that won over there, he's an absolute beauty. Now, the star, the established star, El Presidente, I don't think he was disappointing, but he didn't win, and a very good horse did.
Okay.
And believe me, he pulled up and he'd had a real tough run. He's very promising, and they're talking about taking him up to Sydney for the Doncaster because Albie trained a horse called...
Next Saturday in Brisbane. Last Monday, Michael Moroney's good horse, Excellent, returned to racing in New Zealand. It was meant to be on the Saturday, but it comes from last. It was held up, as you see, in the red cap, getting over the heels. Let's pick up the concluding stages.
Commons winding up Excellent down the outside. The leader is Sir Slick, and here comes Excellent after them very quickly. Sir Slick in front. What a wonderful return to racing. Excellent, excellent indeed. Excellent from Sir Slick and Wahid with Designer. They were followed by Fiscal Madness.
Michael Coleman, the winning jockey, didn't expect to win on its track work, but it finished off strongly. It runs on Boxing Day again at Ellerslie and is being set towards the Australian Cup.
From Matty, who's in Hong Kong, and he caught up with Lee Friedman.
Here we are at Sha Tin. I'm about to be joined by Lee Friedman. He's got one of the star attractions here on Sunday in the international races, Miss Andretti in the sprint. Lee, she really is one of the attractions here. There's been a big distance anywhere in the home straight. She'll go pretty close to winning.
Yeah, look, I think, the horses here are obviously very good. Last year's winner and Sacred Kingdom, but, she's got the runs on the board.
Look, he's obviously pretty good.
Oh, he's pretty good, but his rating's 120. Off form here and nowhere else. Hers is 120 plus a £2 allowance for mares, so, in facts and figures, she's probably got the wood on him.
Indications that, things are spot on for Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. She's right at the top of her game, everything.
So summing up, all's well in the camp. What are you expecting on Sunday?
Win.
Tell you, he's very bullish.
You're right. You're right about him being bullish. I think he's very bullish.
I've never seen him so bullish. Usually he's putting pressure on the other mob. Oh, they'll be hard to beat. Oh, they'll be hard to beat. Taking the pressure off himself. He's put enormous pressure on himself there. He said she'll win.
Well, I think when she ran the 21 and change, the last 400 metres in a track gallop with Scott McGee swinging off of the other day.
He knows they've got a fast clock over there.
Well,
here as we look at the market, Ronnie, on the barrier draws now. She's drawn 12. She's drawn 12, Sacred Kingdom 6, Absolute Champion 3. The key to it is a horse.
Sacred Kingdom is the selection from Darren number 3 to beat 13 Miss Andretti and 1 Absolute Champion, last year's winner. He ran an astonishing 107.8. The first year the sprint was ran. Casper Founds at 15, Sunny Power at 23. And there's Miss Andretti, 360 in Hong Kong, and a clear odds-on favourite right across the board here in Australia at $1.80. Up at Port Lincoln. Behind the gates in Hong Kong for the first of the Group 1s, the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong.
The shock here, the difference between the pair and the betting. Honestly, Sacred Kingdom at $1.40 at the moment, and Miss Andretti at 4.7. Unbelievable odds about the mare. And last year, the crowd gives them a tremendous roar. Away they go. Green Birdie's taken straight back to last. And deep out, Miss Andretti's ridden for speed. So is YB. Sunny Singh, Ben Bourne near the inside, and Royal Delight's going forward. There's plenty of speed. And Shane Dye takes Royal Delight to the front of the first corner. YB circling the field, going to second. Sunny Singh third. third, Benbourne fourth, and Miss Andretti's right with them with Desert Lord. Absolute Champion parks off the speed. Then Scintillation, Sacred Kingdom. He's got horses on his outside. Sunny Power and Teaser improving. Then Marchand Door and Green Birdie is last, racing to the bend. It's Royal Delight in front from Benbourne. Desert Lord's out 3 wide. Miss Andretti's 4 wide, and 5 wide is YB. Sunny Sing behind them. Sacred Kingdom's giving away 4 lengths. It's Royal Delight in front. Absolute Champions coming hard. Now Sacred Kingdom's into the clear. Miss Andretti can't go with them. Sacred Kingdom charges up on the outside. He hits the lead from Royal Delight. Absolute Champion staying on doggedly, but Sacred Kingdom, he is world class. Sacred Kingdom's roaring away to beat Absolute Champion. Royal Delight third, Sunny Power fourth, and Scintillation. Marchand Doors run with credit. Then Green Birdie from Teaser. Desert Law, Miss Andretti's dropped right out from Benbourne. YB and Sunny Sing was last to finish. Oh, he's picked them up so quickly, Sacred Kingdom. It was a cold ride by Gerard Mosse. He knew what he had underneath him, and he has justified his 5-2 unquote. Simply amazing. Appointment of the race, Miss Andretti. She's had to work in the run, but she was a beaten mare a long way out. They've run 68.4 today. 68.4. The numbers are... Yes, well, Viva Bataka is the raging favourite to do it for Hong Kong this time around. He ran 4th in the race last year. He has 4 Group 1 titles to his credit, and Viva Bataka, following his effortless win in the Cup Trial, is the pronounced 3-1 on favourite. In front of Ramonti at just under 4-1, and Vengeance of Rain at 9-1. They've loaded pretty quickly for the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Cup. And the last to come in is Royal Prince from the Tony Cruz Yard, being handled by Brett Preble. It'll be a very intriguing race to the first turn, and they're all set, racing in the Cup. And a good line out of the gates, and getting the best of the start was Shadowgate. He's going to lead initially. Ramonti's out well, and so's Royal Prince on the outside. Del Pesha's snagging Vengeance of Rain back to last. It's Shadowgate leading. Race to the final bend, and Shadowgate applies pressure now to Royal Prince before the bend. Ramonti's tracking up behind Shadowgate into third. Viva Bataka quietly ridden. Now Canan just starts to feel for him in fourth. Then Music Away, Vengeance of Rain shaken up, and Art Traders last as they turn into the straight. And Shadowgate races to the lead, but Ramonti's giving chase, and Viva Bataka's going between runners. Vengeance of Rain gives away an impossible start as Dottori takes Ramonti to the front. Viva Bataka's asked to go after him. Ramonti cuts back to the fence. Viva Bataka, he's trying to cut him back. It's Ramonti in front. Viva Bataka gets within a half, but Dottori won't let Ramonti stop, and Ramonti wins the Cup from again Viva Bataka. Music Away ran third. Then Our Trader, Shadowgate, Vengeance of Rain, and Royal Prince was the last one to finish.
Up at Eagle Farm, Natural Destiny's trainer Gordon York caught up with Larry Ashul.
What do we expect today?
He's done all right, Larry. You know, as we said before, it's a long way back for him. He's coming back so far, softly. I'm happy with him.
I love that smile.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think you'll start to see.
They stand, and they're racing now. Came out in a pretty good line. General Patton was one of the first to go. Natural Destiny's outside him. Domingos is going quickly. Messiah and Gina some speed going around the first corner. Matani's back to third last early. Domingos leads at the 900. Recapitalised second. Messiah third. Yas River fourth, and Natural Destiny's trapped out in the limmies 3 deep. A length away in the field. Yas River inside Messiah. No luck. Natural Destiny 3 wide. Matani's trying to peel off his back as they get to the corner, and then General Patton and Black Ink and Testifiable. They're homeward bound to the 400. Domingos a half recapitalised. Natural Destiny next on the outside from Yas River, and Matani's going through in the middle, followed by General Patton. Domingos leads at the 200 from recapitalised. Here's Matani in the clear, and Natural Destiny from Yas River, but Matani, he's off and gone. Matani, he raced away from Yas River, and over the final part, the old boy to an absolute jog, walked in by 2.5 Yas River. Black Ink's got home from last to run third, in front of either General Patton or Natural Destiny. He had no luck again today, Natural Destiny. Further back then, Tester, he walked him. He just put about 3 on them, the twinkling of an eye, and Scriven just sat up on him, and he jogged to the line, this 8-year-old. Absolutely jogged to the line, and Scrivo gave him a pat third, and Natural Destiny looks as though he's run fourth. He just got trapped 3 deep outside the speed, no cover, and he was never a winning chance.
And runners are out in the yard for the feature race of the day. This is the $100,000 Star City razor sharp quality. There he is on screen. The winner of the 5 Group 1s. He's won $4.4 million takeover target. And of course, Richie, he thrilled the crowd here when he returned to racing on the 1st of December. He's $1.90 at the moment on course. And Dance Hero, who he just ran down, $2.60.
One of the great highlights of my...
At the moment, as I said, he's $1.90. So he is just in front of it. Dance Hero out at $2.60. But it's going to be interesting to watch the good here.
Sharp. And beginning brilliantly today was Takeover Target. Dance Hero was only fairly away today. And King Rex is kicking up on the inside, so they made a line of 3 and they've quickly burnt off Beauty Watchers about 6 lengths away. And last of all is Alberta. Takeover Target's going with Dance Hero in the early stages. There's nothing between. And Alberta's 2 lengths away last of all. So they've completed half the trip here, and Takeover Target on the inside is just in front of Dance Hero. King Rex is poised behind them. He's already got the stick out on Beauty Watch back behind them, and last of all is Alberta. Takeover Target on the inside and Dance Hero on the outside. They're eyeballing each other. They're like 2 prize fighters toe-to-toe at the moment, but Takeover Target has extended and raced away. Dance Hero's had enough. King Rex is next, and what's this down the outside? Alberta. Turn it up. Alberta is coming at Takeover Target. Takeover Target is lifting. Alberta is coming on the outside. Oh, very tight right on the line. Alberta has dived at Takeover Target, and there's absolutely nothing in it. King Rex was 3rd from Beauty Watch, and last in was Dance Hero.
Well, that could be the boil-over of all boil-overs, Alberta. We need to see this, the bob of the head there. Takeover Target, of the head there. Takeover Target, I think she might have just got there. Let's have a look on the line. Oh, that is very close, isn't it? We need to wait for the photo on that. But what a good go. Takeover Target looked as if he's got it. Takeover Target has just got it. Takeover Target has held on the inside. Have a look at the photo there, just in front of Alberta. But what a sensational run from this mare first up. Good on Takeover Target, though, just hanging on there on the inside.
Caroline, I reckon she was going to blouse the champ, but the champ rallied. Alberta goes to him. Takeover Target says, "Not today, son." Oh, and he put the bob right down, and Takeover Target's held on by a nose to beat Alberta.
Just to within a nose. 2 3/4 lengths, as I said. 109.56 the time, 35.69.
Quick update trackside with David at Ascot. The Perth Cup only 5 minutes away.
Yeah, thanks very much, Josh. Just from a betting perspective here on course, all the money has been with the favourite in Cats Fund. $2.60 into $2.50.
You can't have them all in the end. I'm going with the favourite Cats Fund. He's just been doing everything right, and he really does look a weight certainty. Number 1, Ross Kane.
Early, and so is Ross Kane, and Westerly Breeze up nice and prominent. Then Toy of War, who settled on the inside from the favourite Cats Fund when they settled through the first 400. Kiora Miss took a backward step at the start, but Hall is pushing up. There's a fall. Oh boy, there's 4 or 5 down. Dacker's Gem, Stirrup Iron Jack, Lay Tear, the Black Pig, and Jareem's Pride. And one of these horses is headed back in the opposite direction in a sensation here to the 2008 Perth Cup. They're down everywhere like a battle zone. Coming up to the home turn the first time, 2,400 metres to go. Dabella, the favourite, Cats Fun, who missed the trouble, but he's back last. No more than about 6 lengths off the leader, Rossam, who's taken a breather now at the 950. Rossam taken on by Exhilarating, who goes up to Eyeballer. 1.5 away, then Toy of War at the 800. Morocco bounds on the inside of Thermo King. Striding up next is Upgrade. Oliver is sending Cats Fun around the outside. Then Westerly Breeze, Kiora Miss and Dr. Bella. At the 600 they come. Exhilarating went past Rossam. Toy of War got to second, then Thermo King and Upgrade. Oliver's having to stoke up. Cats Fun coming around the outside. Westerly Breeze travelled up well just behind them. She still needs a bit of room though. Then Dr. Bella, Kiora Miss, but it's Exhilarating who set sail for home at the 300 over 4 in front. Here comes the big cat looming ominously. Oliver said go. Cats Fun comes at Exhilarating. Exhilarating the leader. Cats Fun whittling away the margin. Exhilarating. Cats Fun. Cats Fun went to Exhilarating. They hit it. Cats Fun. Cats Fun has won the cup. Damien Oliver has emulated the performance of his late father Ray. He beat Exhilarating on the line. A break in the field, then Dr. Bella, Kiora Miss in a photo for third with Westerly Breeze, then Toy of War, Thermo King Upgrade of all, and that's all that completed the Cup of 08. After that spectacular fall just after the start, giving him his first win in the Cup. And Damien Oliver's first as well. His father Ray, his late father Ray. Reaction. Well, here comes Damien Oliver. Ollie will celebrate this one. He's won 2 Melbourne Cups. He's run second in the last 2 Melbourne Cups. He's rated as one of the all-time best, one of the world's greatest. But this is a race that, from a WA point of view, that he will cherish winning.
Takeover target here, $2.50. Of course, it is the Group 2 Villiers Stakes, the feature race of the day. Group racing returning to Sydney. It is great to see. It is over the 1400s, not over the usual Randwick mile here, but takeover target against the rest. It's going to be
This morning I thought they'd bet $2.70. They bet $2.50, and the punters said that'll do. $2.50 into $2.30, so they did.
Today, though, the winner of 5 Group 1 races, and he's certainly the one they have to beat, Rich. He's been wonderful for racing in Sydney through this summer period. A lot of the good horses haven't come back. He certainly has. He's 2 from 2 this preparation, and it is a minute from start time.
Set, they're off and racing now. And Pasicatira broke in front. Takeover target was away well. And he'll try and get Pasicatira to bring him across Jay Ford here by the looks of it. There's not a lot of speed on in the early stages. Right on the back of the speed is Alberta, who's a lot closer today. Miss Pageantry ridden with the trail today, followed by Newport. And then Honour in War, Beauty Watch without cover. And she's pulling away up to third. Honour in War sneaking up on the rail, and Alberta's in a pocket in the centre. Newport's not all that far away, 2 lengths to Grand Zulu. And last of all is Beauty Watch. They're about to swing up for home in the Villiers, and Pasicatira is the leader by a half a length on takeover target. Miss Pageantry on the outside third. Honour in War's run up behind them looking for a split in the centre, and now he asked takeover target, and it quickly sprinted up and took the lead from Pasicatira. Honour in War's trying to come out behind the great takeover target, and then came further back Miss Pageantry, but takeover target raced away. Honour in War is coming after him. Takeover target in front. He's unstoppable, is he? Yes, he won it, I think. I think takeover target held on to beat Honour in War, who dived right on the line. Photo, maybe takeover target from Honour in War. Third's pretty tight as well. Grand Zulu sneaking up on the rail with Miss Pageantry there. Alberta, Beauty Watch, Pasicatira, and last in was Newport.
Well, has he done it? That is an absolute bobbing finish there. Had him right on the line. It's going to be a bob of the head. Has the target got it? Oh, it looks it on that angle. Very hard to tell. Here's the photo coming up now. Takeover target. He has won the Villiers. Takeover target adding the...
Over to him now, Joe Geniac, and... oh, he's a freak, and Joe, I learnt my lesson. I went against him, but you don't underestimate champion.
Don't call him a freak, mate. He's a champion.
He's an absolute champion, and close finisher, but that's what champions do, Joe. They put their heads down on this head on. I wouldn't be surprised, Caroline, if we do see a protest.
Indeed, there.
Whether... Yeah, there is, ladies and gentlemen. Take note, there will be a protest here in the Villiers. Hugh Bowman on Honour in War will be lodging a protest against takeover target and Jay Ford. There's only one question you've got to ask. If the stewards determined that Honour in War established himself outside the heels, then takeover target, the protest has to be upheld. If the stewards deem that he hasn't established himself outside the hindquarters of takeover target, they'll dismiss the protest, saying that when he...
that we've got to satisfy ourselves is, did you establish running outside the heels of takeover target? The outside of takeover target that was rightfully it is. The protest is upheld and placing's amended. Honour in War first, takeover target second.
All right, so the protest upheld. Oh, look, the punters are divided out here. The connections of Honour in War, they're ecstatic. And the punters that back takeover target, you can hear them in the background, Rich.
I know we're doing live TV, and look, the crowd's booing. That is... I think the crowd booing, it shows a lack of knowledge of racing, unfortunately. Look, I tipped takeover target. I was on takeover target. The rightful decision was made. I think that was clear.
Yes, the enthralling protest was upheld. Second against first. Honour in War, $15.10, $3. Takeover target, $1.30. Alberta, $2 for third. Quinella, $13.10.
The next, and they're about 2 minutes away. Here is the Super Tab readout for the main event, the Rubiton Stakes here at Caulfield today. First leg of your quaddie. Basically seen as a race in two. Here the Angels 190 and Let Go Tomo 340 at the 350. Here the Angel touched 180 sorry, 190.
Way in racing. Here the Angels came away well with Miss Lucille. Raid the Royals had no speed. He dropped back with Mondano. Message Bank jagged at the start. Miss Lucille straight onto the bunny leads the way from Here the Angels. Tooling, they're about to up the ante, coming to the bend at the 450. Miss Lucille under a grip in front. Here the Angels about to go up and lay it down. Then came Let Go Tomo in the green and white. Mondano outside of him from Raid the Royals and Message Bank. Homeward bound, Miss Lucille in front. Brown about to break the shackles on Here the Angels. He pumps him into gear now and he hits the lead. Let Go Tomo's out after him. Further back, Message Bank. Here the Angels in front. Let Go Tomo can't get to him. Here the Angels, favourite looking good. He's looking real good in the Rubiton, and Here the Angels steams to victory. A length and 3/4, Let Go Tomo. Raid the Royals third from Message Bank. Miss Lucille and Mondano last in.
Never any really doubts there for the well-backed favourite market mover Here the Angels. Just...
Well, the sectionals confirm it, Shane. 30.1 first 500. That's very slow, and that's 1.3 seconds slower than they went through the first distance in the race that Bundle got.
And a camera. Now let's move on to Trentham. The Group 3 Trentham Stakes Weight for Age. 2400 is coming up, and Excellent having his third run back from a spell. He's coming off a second in a Group 1 last time out. He ran second in the Zabeel.
He's got a handful of Excellent. He's just riding in for a little bit of luck as they come around the home corner now. It is Miles Delbray getting on terms as they're about to swing. Three Chimneys, Ever Swindell behind them. Kerry O'Reilly. Coleman's got Excellent to the outside. 400 metres to go, and he's asking him to let him down now. Have a look at him. Here comes Excellent. Excellent swept to the lead on the outside. Three Chimneys fighting hard. Ever Swindell through over on the inside. It's Excellent in front of the centre of the racetrack, and he's got a length and a half in front of them now for trying hard. Three Chimneys. He's done enough. Excellent, as big as a bull. He'll take a lot of improvement out of this, but he's got it as he liked. Three Chimneys second, Ever Swindell third, and then Delbray back in behind these runners. Then has been Kerry O'Reilly. Further back has been Miles, and the last will be Twinkling.
Well, he's a Melbourne Cup place getter. He's a former New Zealand Horse of the Year, and it's great to have him back in top form. Excellence for news from New Zealand, very important. Excellent has pulled up quite distressed after taking out the Trentham Stakes there. The jockey dismounted very quickly. Michael Coleman, they just moved behind a pole there. That's Ever Swindell coming back to scale. But Excellent, after winning the Trentham Stakes, hasn't pulled up too well. After that previous race, he is a horse. There's the connections, Michael Moroney and Michael Coleman. And they're
off the top of the show. As we know, Excellent returned as a winner yesterday in New Zealand, but it's sad news this morning. What we can tell you is that Excellent won't race again. We've got some pictures of Excellent. This is the straight after the win. As you can see, Michael Moroney's just arrived there. They put a bandage straight away on the leg. Now, we can confirm now that the horse has a severe suspensory sprain. It's also got a couple of bone chips on the near front fetlock, and the racing career is over. The horse will have...
Thanks, Anne. Immediately after this, we've got the big one from New Zealand today, the Group 1 Telegraph Handicap over 1,200 metres. Seat change at the moment in New Zealand is $2.20 or $2.30 over there. There they are, they're at the gates, and this will be jumping pretty much immediately after Morphettville. So if you're having a betting...
Come home with a tailwind, it'll be a quick time. Now we're good. Racing off of the Telegraph. Pins far off the inside. Getting back a little bit here was in the early part. Kay's awake. St Verdi began pretty well. Clifton Prince has landed right there. Sea Change going through underneath of those. Then Arcado and Maximum Stars out a little bit wider with Smart Way now. Course proper over the junction. Sea Change on the inside. Clifton Prince on the outside. It's the order as they turn. Maximum Star after them. Pinswar searching for a run in between. Run and slammed out of the gate. Then Kay's awake over on the inside. Arumang is the next wider out. Pin him down and Smart Way. He has an RC change for the effort. Clifton Prince over on the outside. She goes for an RC change. She finds it at 200. She's a length and a half. She's 2 lengths in front of them. Sea Change. Applaud the great mare as she guns away for her 6th Group 1 victory. And outstanding. She's really dealt to them. Sea Change from Kay's Awake and Maximum Star. Dashing home Designer and Erlander. Pinswar behind them. Then Brianna followed through. That way further back has been Mary Allen and Munten. How about that?
Yeah, exactly right. That was explosive. That was dynamic, the way she just powered away from them in the last little bit. As the caller said, here's Gavin McKeon asking.
Time, Peter. Sea Change.
they're the horses you love to train. They're just so honest. They come up every preparation, and she looks a really good filly. I think you had anything to do with her, you'd be really proud.
Yeah. Well, she's won 6 Group 1s now. She was freshened up there at 1200, which is not a best distance. They've run 1:6.6 with them alarm clocks they got in New Zealand, but
they actually ran 1:7.1.
Eh?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, with your technology, is it?
No, I just clocked it last night. But you know, the first 600 metres of that race is downhill. It's in a protected area. Then they hit the sort of course proper, and they had a tailwind pushing them home. I tried to clock her last 200. I had a breaking 11 seconds for that. I just did. But notwithstanding, it was an outstanding
She's a beauty. She only goes that way of going. I think the plan is to take her to Dubai and run in the 1700 metre race.
Not sure of the outcome here. Sydney's only 2 minutes away. We mustn't run into that race, if possible. Yes, broadcast.
So Eramine coming back from a spell here. First start since March last year. In, they're off and racing now. And they broke in one line. Alberta hopped out of the stalls nicely. Eramine's going straight back to last. And Beauty Watch has got the 600. They come, and Shin said it's time to get busy now. And Amy Annan, he pulled the stick out and gave it a couple around the tail. Beauty Watch on the outside's about to go after it. And Eramine is getting into the clear to come after them as well. Alberta is next, and Lancaster Park is staying hard up against the inside. 300 to go. And Eramine, the old stage, is out after them. Lancaster Park and Alberta have cut through on the inside. Amy Annan and Beauty Watch are gone. It's Eramine on the outside. Look at the old boy go with 100 metres to go. He's taken the lead, and doesn't he love a wet track? 61 kilos and all, but he's got class on his side, and he wins it easily. Lancaster Park second, Beauty Watch third, then came Alberta, followed by Amy Annan, and last in was Grand Eloquent. Oh, what a great return to racing by Eramine, trained by Alan Denham. He looked a bit tubby before the race, but he's got class with a capital C. Unbeaten on the slow, unbeaten on the heavy, and he's revelled in the conditions today. And $3.10 and 1.9.
Very impressive in the end there, wasn't it, Eramine? Loves the wet. The Lancaster Park, 100.
Valley Racing Club, the feature race comes up. It's Brad Rilla in the saddle now on Casino Prince. He's your jockey for Casino Prince with Oliver out of action. And it is $5 the field. Let Go Tomo out to $5 now.
Out saying, oh, well, I don't know whether he can win at 1200 first up at Weight for Age, and you'll see the best of him in 3 runs. And then by the end, he was giving us a lead that he could win.
Well, let's hope he's got no issues with the barriers. Of course, he's had a couple of jump outs. And
ready to go. Ready racing. Still Me walked out of the gates. Missed it by 4 lengths. Gotta Have Heart came out running with Coach Nero. Tipung Woody is also pushing through. Let Go Tomo, one off the fence, also up there. And Tears I Cry back to the inside, keeping most of them out. Casino Prince, but Coach Nero making him work for it. They're a length clear from Tipung Woody. Then Tears I Cry back on the inside. Next is Let Go Tomo in 5th place. Then Casino Prince. Maldivian second last, 6 lengths off the speed. And Still Me 2.5 lengths away. Newitt controls the race with Gotta Have Heart coming down towards the home corner. Leads from Tipung Woody. Then Let Go Tomo now asked to go. Maldivian circling. Tears I Cry has a beautiful run on the leader's back. Coach Nero under pressure. And then Casino Prince and Still Be on the turn. Gotta Have Heart. Tipung Woody. Let Go Tomo now letting down. Then Maldivian out wider. Tears I Cry to the fence. Gotta Have Heart now being tackled by Let Go Tomo, who roars to the front. Maldivian chases, but Let Go Tomo's too strong. Let Go Tomo by 2. Maldivian second. Maybe Casino Prince from the back third. Then Gotta Have Heart. Next Tipung Woody, Still Me. And then Coach Nero and Tears I Cry.
Big win here by the fit Let Go Tomo. 110.7 he's run for the trip here. Let Go Tomo and win in a Group 2 race. Casino Prince happy. Brett Carlisle, sorry, I keep calling him his old name, but Still Me, finished officially 6th.
Fantastic, because it missed at 4 and ran home.
Yeah, but it didn't have to. Don't worry.
Strong race, that. I think that's a good guide to the autumn. I think horses that ran well in that race will continue to run well. And Simon Zara's, look, I think there's certainly room for a big autumn race to go to a night schedule for sure.
It's not. Let's have a look now for the 2-year-olds, the Blue Diamond previews. The first up is the Colts and the Geldings, and this is the colt by Hassaneh in front, Rianne.
The whip's been produced on Perfect Performer and Danneborg's two away. Around the bend, Rianne the first to turn. Sneaks a break now in Palzago. Detroit Tiger lengthening. Then Perfect Performer in behind and Danneborg still last. Still Rianne though going well. Leads by 2.5 on Detroit Tiger getting to Palzago. But it's all Rianne and the Australia Day colours will salute. Rianne bolts away, wins by 5. Detroit Tiger's second, Palzago.
By Hassaneh out of ride. David Hayes and Dwayne Dunelf.
Yeah, no, they're certainly absolutely flying at the moment, and good on him too. But look, he's a nice horse, and he proved he was a nice horse last preparation. Had the advantage.
Then he went to Flemington and just finished behind Exceedingly Good, and both their runs, Exceedingly Good and this horse's run, were very good because they gave. Can't remember who it was. They gave one of the 2-year-olds who was on the outside rail a fair head start and ran her down. And I think this is the right form, and I think it was franked again in the fillies as well, because that just before the race, and he said he thinks this horse is a 1,1600 metre 2-year-old, so that's probably why.
Now the fillies, this is the third race of the day. This was a very tricky finish.
Away your Taylor down towards the bend, whop it off the fence lead, super confident the rails, and then Believe and Succeed coming at them 3 wide. Berger about to get clear and behind, Aspire out wider, then Emma Princess from Marvine, Siena's Fury down the centre with Pachanga. Woppet still in front, leads by a length and a half. Berger goes to the fence, not really hitting top gear yet. Believe and Succeed coming quickly, and then Siena's Fury out wider. Woppet in front, Marvine's pushing through. Marvine, maybe. Siena's Fury and Marvine.
Decepti finished that, and Siena's Fury on the outside to any old odds got from Marvine, and Believe and Succeed, and of course
3 deep. I thought the leader was okay. The winner was very, very good, and it just goes to show little horses like Marvine poking up on the inside there. Like, she's the perfect little princess in a race that does everything right and nearly got the prize. Now, look, close, bunch finished. I'm not sure how good they are, but...
Well, group races this afternoon. This one for the fillies, of course. Out to Alan Muscander shortly. 3:30, because there's some lovely fillies here. And number 1 is Zarek.
Pleasant Sunday Girl carrying a bit of condition. Whatever she does today, she'll improve greatly on as Class Prevails moves in. Lady Phoebe should get a real easy lead. Signal. Racing, fair line out. Miss Marielle missed it. She went away by 2 lengths. Tresor was slow out of the gate, and Lady Phoebe sprung the lids. Musadora began well, hunting forward. Princess Gisela handy. Pleasant Sunday Girl off the trip again to wheel. At the 650, Lady Phoebe a clear front runner. Led by 2.5 to 3 lengths. Musadora coming off her back and about to give chase. 2 lengths Pleasant Sunday Girl being tracked up by Princess Gisela in the blue. They were followed by Catherine Gull. Zarita under heavy weather at the moment, ridden along. Then came Spring Drinks, Miss Marielle, Tresor and Class Prevails. Musadora strikes the front at the 350. Pleasant Sunday Girl giving chase. Princess Gisela just hit a bit of a flat spot there from Zarita and Catherine Gold. It's Musadora in front, and she's got a full head of steam up at the 150. Led by 2 lengths, trying hard, Pleasant Sunday Girl. Then Zarita and Princess Gisela. Musadora in front, and it's back to back for Musadora. Wins the vanity from Pleasant Sunday Girl and Zarita. Princess Gisela every possible from Catherine Gold, Tresor, Spring Drinks, Miss Marielle, Class Prevails and Lady Phoebe a long last.
Well, here's a filly who's made sharp improvement in this preparation. She's come off a midweek rating 72 race to get stakes black type here at Group 3 level. Musadora.
This afternoon, there's all your totes on screen. 12:30, 3:30, 2:30 Pleasant Sunday Girl, $1.90 for Zarita.
Gisela every possible from Catherine Gold.
Well, I like that win, Musadora, riding the hot speed and still be able to finish it off. She's come a long way in a short time, and she's got upside. $11. Vlad Jurek riding for David Hayes. 25th stakes winner for a Rock of Gibraltar, doing a good job. Pleasant Sunday Girl thought Zarita was good late first up off the Oaks. Steve, she's more than useful.
Well, pretty good performance if you look at things at face value. 46.7 first 800 in contrast to the 49.3 in the CS Hayes. So they're absolutely flying there. She takes the sit behind the leader and keeps running. So you've got to accept that at face value. She can run quick time and sustain that speed, you know, at a high level. Zarita was good. Pleasant Sunday Girl was sound, but...
And she made him look pretty ordinary. And Corey, this kicked big time.
It did. There was great speed early. I sat back running 4th.
Well, you wanted to be on you halfway down the straight.
Well, I waited on straightening because I thought I got there way too soon the other day when I rode her, and I waited on straightening because of the good speed up front, but I couldn't get near them.
No, I thought
this Musadora, she's only had the 3 starts as preparation. She'd been a little bit unlucky in 2 of her runs, but that win yesterday was a quantum leap on what she'd done before.
Massively.
Quantum leap, and looks the goods too, because as Corey said there, they went along at a very solid speed there. The back markers were all entitled to get in the race. They never got sighted. This winner sat on the leader, Lady Phoebe, that went far too hard, but
it finished last.
Yeah, but this winner put a really strong kick in at the 250 and was kicking strongly here. Sign of better things to come, but it was a huge improvement and more to come, I think.
Big strong filly by Rock.
That win is the sign of a top-class filly.
Okay, well...
The likes of Starcraft beat Elsham in this race back in 2004. Zabeel won the race. The mighty Zabeel, Mahogany, Innovation Girl. Years. And today, well, it's a pretty even lineup here of 3-year-olds on the tote, and we'll find out where Shilling fits right now. He's out to 4.40 with the bookmakers. Anyway, there's the totes on screen, 5.30. $6 about Barbaricus. A far grab for David Hayes, $7 out to $8. Of hit is Shilling, Barbaricus, Playwright, and out the Sound Journey and Zagreb.
Well, it's interesting. Prices indicated Shilling, Sound Journey, both have stacks of improvement. No, he's not saying that.
Racing, Dandy Dollar got his head up in the air at the start, missed the kick as Sonic fast away. Barbaricus out very quickly. Validator showing speed. Sound Journey caught wide over Racing early. Shillings with him, Dan back second last from Playwright as they flash past the 800-metre pole. Validator front runner stacks them up, leading his Sonic and out wide Sound Journey. Barbaricus has had a beautiful run behind those. Dandy Dollar the fence. Viatorian starts to get into the 3 wide line and start to make a move. Shilling has his back from Zagreb, and Playwright last as they thunder for home. Validator in front of Sonic quickly going after him. Dandy Dollar back on the fence from Sound Journey. Barbaricus in the white cap coming through the grey. Then Viatorian called upon, and Shilling starting to come down the centre from Playwright, the widest runner, and there's plenty of chances too. Out wide on the track, Shilling and Playwright going after Sound Journey, Validator into Sonic. It's Shilling and Viatorian coming through. Shilling, Viatorian and Playwright. Playwright with a slashing run. Playwright storms to the front from Shilling and Playwright from last. Playwright draws away to beat Shilling and Viatorian. Zagreb got going late in a photo for 4th with Barbaricus. Sound Journey stuck on well from a Sonic Validator, and last in
$1.70, $1.70, Quinella $12.80, Exacta $26.30, Trifecta 71.
8 starts, cost $75,000. He's heading the right way. He's right in the top of betting now, about $11. We'll get to that shortly for the Cadbury Guineas. Will he go through the Futurity, take on the older horses? Steve Richards did that with Arc Regal back in 1990. And Sebastian Murphy gave him a patient ride. Good form race for it, Steve. Shilling good, and Zagreb. Is he going to be a star somewhere?
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Zagreb's the horse in the blue colours at the back, trained by David Hayes, jumping from a maiden. He looked like he was gone at the 300. He runs on very well, but all honours with the winner Playwright. He comes from last, picks them up in a race where they didn't go particularly hard early. 49.3 first.
I found that really weird there yesterday. The boys are talking about the pace there. They went out 2 seconds slower than the fillies division, yet the first and second horse came from the rear. I mean, all credit to them.
Edge on most runners there, but look, he'd be a live chance in a Guineas. I love Zagreb. That's a promising stayer if I've ever saw one. He comes out of a Morfettville maiden, thrown in at the deep end there. He's by Zabeel out of a Danehill mare. I'm not saying he could win a Guineas.
Massive type, isn't it?
Look, he just looks a real stayer for the future.
Yeah. Good addition. Here's Bruce.
Thank you, Richie. Yeah, she's $1.90 with the bookmakers there, taking her on here. This is the first Group 1 of 2008, and she dominates the betting, but is there to be a catch? Apache Cat's got to $5 on course and solid at that quote. Always tight with the tote punters. Miss Finland $7.90 on course $7.50, easing a point from $6.50. Gold Edition, they're taking her on $1.90, very tight on all totes $1.60, and then
they, as I mentioned earlier, they bet as much as $2.10 a couple of days ago. We took a bet of $150,000 at $2.10. She's $1.90 at the moment. The punters haven't unleashed yet, but I reckon they're about to. The top weight Apache Cat at $5.50 is also going to be supported, but it's going to be a great betting race and a great race to watch.
Good on you, Alan. The punters said, OK, well, we're happy with that. We'll go $1.80 now. It's $1.80 on the tote. You can see $1.70, $1.70 in Unitab, exactly what's happening on course. Against that, Apache Cat's got the $5.50. Magnus 7 out to 8.5.
Lightning Apache Cat was slow to go, got a little bit of a squeeze, a score near the inside, fairly out there, coming to the grandstand. Gold Edition came out of the gate humming. Magnus fast away. Ticklish first to the outside fence.
Grand Jules, Belmere and the green a score. Back behind those from Stands Out Miss Finland and Swickers last of all, settling at the 650. And it's Ticklish on the outside rail. Magnus the red and white and gold edition right there. Grand Jules next, the green and white colours of Belmere. They were followed by Apache Cat behind it. Miss Finland being hard ridden from Stands Out, Swicken a score. Down to the 350, gold edition put under pressure. Belmere snuck up her inside and now has put a nose in front. Magnus and Grand Jules there. Gold edition's under plenty of pressure, trying to fight on. Then came Apache Cat and getting through. Swick on the inside. Here's a go. Apache Cat, gold edition. Swick coming through from Belmere. Apache Cat, the big baldy face in front of Apache Cat, and Apache Cat wins it. Apache Cat from Swick, not sure third. Stands Out Miss Finland flew late. Gold edition was in hot water a fair way out. They were followed by Magnus. Grand Jules ran a hell of a race with Belmere. Then came Ticklish and Magnus pulling up quickly.
What a star he is, Apache Cat. First up at 1,000 metres. They said it couldn't be done. Who said? Not him. He wins for Corey Brown, a Group 1 that's right on a fabulous racehorse.
Well, he certainly is, Bruce. That's his third consecutive first up win. We all doubted him at the 1,000, but they were certainly trucking in front with Tick first up, and I tell you, Stands Out.
Stands Out's run a cracker.
We'll have a look at the start again in a minute, but Stands Out, of course, has been rewarded for his patience. The horse only had 3 runs, of course, in the spring, winning the Bletchingley and the Liston. 1-3-4 as Corey Brown joins Bruce.
Of course, being Apache Cat, will he go abroad? We might find out more this morning. And the announced retirement of the mighty mare herself in gold edition. We've got big racing act 12 from 26 starts, $2.1 million in prize money, went off $5.50. Of course, we know that gold edition ran 4th thereafter and was retired. We'll get to the others.
Place after being bumped. But he's been an extraordinary horse for you, and he's provided 2 great highlights, both at Flemington.
Absolutely, yeah. Tremendous runs, both of them.
2 Group 1 wins for him. Of course, the Australian Guineas, the Cadbury Guineas, his other group.
Sure.
Greg, you tend to limit his campaigns to not many runs. Is that going to be a factor in what you do over the next 6 or 9 months?
Yes, it will be, definitely.
Is there a reason behind it?
He was just standing on the wrong leg, so when the gates opened, he jumped in. And older, experienced horses, he just thought he was going to go towards, the left-hand side.
We take it. The news of the race was the retirement of Gold Edition. Surprised many that it was so immediate after she ran 4th and we caught up with Kevin.
Well, she's pulled up sound. There's no problems from that point of view, Bruce, but I think she showed us today that she was showing some signs of a bit of wear and tear and being, in the breeding industry and knowing how valuable she may be as a broodmare. And Ronnie Maund said to us straight after the race, well, say goodbye, that's the last time that she'll be on a racecourse. So she's retired as of today.
Was it a hard decision to make or not?
Well, it was a very instantaneous one. It was nothing was not in our minds earlier today, I'll be quite honest with you. We were even talking with the people from Ascot as to whether we might be going to Ascot in June, but so that's completely out the window now. She's going to...
Well, bought for $130,000. She wins 17 races and $3.2 million. Steve, I know you're a great fan of her on the racetrack.
Oh, absolutely, Bruce. I think quite freakish what she's been able to do in, 2 seasons and a half, her 37-odd starts, her continued high-level performance against the best of her age and taking on older horses as well. Old edition and will be very fondly remembered by me.
Well, how would he go on a Newmarket handicap, possibly? Is that on the agenda that you know of?
I don't know that it's on the agenda, but the way that he ran yesterday, I reckon he'd be very competitive. I know, like I said, I know the gold.
Group 1 races in the Festival of Racing, the Newmarket Handicap. Well, a lot of question marks here. Weekend Hustle run the Oakley Plate, $5.50. Apache Cat out to $6. Schwick at $7.
I've got a New Year's resolution, Bruce. I'm going to proffer an opinion this year when you put these markets up. Okay. So I would back Bonhoeffer at that quote.
Okay, I'd like to hear, but Maldivian now runs next week in the Orr with Stephen Arnold in the saddle. Change of rider there for Maldivian, taking on the...
Her, if she was mine.
Playwright, big shorten yesterday in the Cadbury Guineas, 31 into 10 shillings at 9. With Lee Friedman. Exceedingly good on course is $2.50, would you believe? The totes, 180, 160, 170, you can see. $2.60 now, exceedingly good. We're to 114%. The second favourite is 5, Orlando, $3.30 out to $3.70. But for him, he's a...
doubt that she does now. Since we've...
Year-olds will be ready to rock and roll here today also, so they're a very competitive race.
Here's a chance for Lee to get a look at them alongside each other, seeing he doesn't work them together. They're about to race together. And to call the action for the Blue Diamond Prelude, Arrowfield, Colts and Geldings.
Lights are on. They're off, exceedingly good, fast away out in the centre. Valander on the fence, quickly out, showing speed. A Pickles, Dual Hemisphere, and Minnesota Shark going up behind them as Valander takes over. Leads the way from A Pickles, exceedingly good, drag back third. Then came past the 600, led 2 lengths. A Pickles second. On the fence, Minnesota Shark being put under pressure from exceedingly good. Gives his stablemate 2.5. Detroit Tiger, the orange colours from Dual Hemisphere. Sedaris about to pull out. Well back in the field is Von Costa de Hero. Siberian to the outside. Valander straightens, 300 metres to go, leads by a length. After him, A Pickles on the outside. Valander giving plenty at the moment, exceedingly good under soft riding, comes on strong. Then came Sedaris, but it's Valander, 2 lengths in front of the stablemate, exceedingly good. Valander in front, game, set, match. Valander roars away and wins it by 2.5, exceedingly good. Minnesota Shark sticks on well in a photo with finishing it off well, Von Costa de Hero. Sedaris behind those. They were followed by Dual Hemisphere,
pretty well as Bruce is about to speak to Lee.
Yeah, excuse me, thank you, Steve. Tell sire of first and second here. Valander, Match Fit, was able to win yesterday, exceedingly good. Match Shy was able to run well. He went that fast. Valander, he lost a shoe, Steve.
Well, he didn't go that fast, Bruce. He didn't go as fast as the fillies, of course, in the first half of the race. We'll come to that in just a moment. He was able to control the race from the front, and he's a very good horse, but he'll be exposed to more pressure in the Blue Diamond. And Lee Friedman did tell you at the moment, I don't think there's a whole lot of improvement in him.
This horse is obviously trained to win a Blue Diamond, and obviously he's got a terrific chance, and it looks like that Lee's training the second horse to win a Golden Slipper, and if he picks up the Blue Diamond along the way, so be it. But look, this
has got a few here. They've got Pachenka and Starfish. So Exceed and Excel, also the sire of Mark Kavanagh's filly, Believe and Succeed, so in the ring. And a Piece of the Sky, well-respected filly this. She's 12 Spirit, and then they got the previous 2-year-old race spot on, leaving exceedingly good alone to go the way of Valander. That panned out well. Here, well, they're working around 2 horses. There's nothing else really attracting much better ring support, and we're into it.
Racing. Berger tended to flop a head up in the air at the start. Whisper Bay wide out away fast with Believe and Succeed going quickly. Piece of the Sky, Emma Princess and Aspire not far away from Woppet. Sugar Babe's back, a girl percussive. A fair way back, Sugar Babe in traffic from Berger. Now second last is Weekend Gossip and a length and a half to Starfish. Believe and Succeed in front on the final bend. Emma Princess and Whisper Bay wide. Woppet on the fence awaits a run. Piece of the Sky deep out from Tsarina, who dropped away there. And making ground, Sugar Bay. Believe and Succeed at the 300. Kicked away. Led by 2 lengths. Woppet under the whip. Running on Piece of the Sky. Pachenga coming up behind the leader's heels. Could be a bit of a threat. It's Believe and Succeed in front. 2 lengths Pachenga. Berger and Sugar Bay flying home. But Believe and Succeed, 2 whippy. Goes home and wins it by 2 lengths to Sugar Babe. No luck. Photo third. It's either Pachenga the fence or Berger wide out. Starfish made up ground from Piece of the Sky. Woppet behind those. They were followed
again this time. Believe and Exceed, a similar type of performance to Valander. Flew the gates, controlled the speed, ran them into the ground, and they've run 1:3.7, which is 2/10 quicker than the boys. There's some good performances.
I think just his second Group 1 win. There's your dividends on screen. On track, the winner was $7.50 out to $9. So
mouth, but no doubt here. The winner's good, Steve, but Sugar Babe just had no luck.
Pretty good performance from both, I would have thought. Don't knock the winner. If you wanted to back a speed horse in the Blue Diamond, it's the one I'd be on. Ran 3 lengths quicker through the first half than Valander. Ran quicker overall time and still had a margin on the line in a race otherwise featuring all the closers, those horses we look at now.
Prove I was in this race. Look, Sugar Babe's first up here. Look, she could be the P for the Friedman stables. This is a very, very good performance from back in the field. I thought... For the Blue Diamond after yesterday's preludes, some we saw, some we didn't. Here's the market. Exceedingly good and Valander. I like the way you say that, Steve. I'll pinch that. At $5, 4 to 1. All American, we didn't. It is tightening in, and into 5.30 into 4.30 on the tote now, Maldivian, as the pool starts to build. Nicky Nero's always been solid, around 6.50. The Super Tab quote at the moment. They're the only ones in the double figures on page 1 as we look at those. And we've got the Taranabar big odds, $37, despite a good $2.90 now, $3 into $2.90. There's a totes on screen. No real moves here. $18 through Machino. Nicky Nero's 50.
Princess Cope, 14. Chinkway Cheno around the $12 mark. Ruby Cent, and based on that, I think we can make 12 Ruby Cent our market mover. It's a good go in a Group 1 race, whereas a big pool, $8.50 into $7. And
on track from Maldivian, bookmakers trying to get punters to come for him. They did early on, but they don't want him. He's getting out continually. No problem with him as he moved onto the track. Obviously will be improved by the run. Phil Machino likewise moving in. Here's Shinzig coming up to his barrier position. Mick Price saying that maybe Ruby Cent just in front of Shinzig. And they're racing. Maldivian jumped in about 5th position. It was a good line away. Princess Cope's going to go back with Sir Miona. And showing speed to Ranabar, Chinkway Cento and Master Sasson in the black and pink going forward. Ruby Cent 4th as to Ranabar. Scorches to the lead over the top. A length away, Phil Machino and Sir Miona. Past the 800-metre pole. to Ranabar in front for Cassidy. Led by a length. Moving a little closer, Master Sasson. Chinkway Cento, the stablemate on the fence. Then Ruby Cent. He's armed and ready to go. A length further back is Shinzig. Maldivian being pushed along in the centre, needing galloping room. On the fence, Coalesce. Casino Prince next. Giro Valley, Tears I Cry. Count to zeros. Well back with Nicanero. Princess Cape near the tail with Thua Machino as they turn to Ranabar, giving a side up against the fence in front of Master Sasson and Ruby Cent. A hostile Craig knew it, pulls the persuader. He moves up. Maldivian struggling. Shinzig comes on. Nicanero's about to squeeze through. Nicanero going back to the insiders, diving through after Ruby Cent and Shinzig. They hit the line, nothing in it. Nicanero or Shinzig, nothing between them. Third will go to Ruby Cent, I think, from Princess Cope. Close up, Tears I Cry, Sir Miona, Master Sasson, Chinkway Cento, Casino Prince. Phil Machino, Maldivian always well back. They were followed next in by Ranabar. Then came near the tail of the field, Count to Zero, Coalesce and Valedictum, a humdinger.
Terry Bailey, number is up, number 11. Number 11 is up. Shinzig has gone up into the frame here. Now, is that right? It sure is. Shinzig hasn't won since August 05. Mick Price, what a genius performance by him to pull this up. Nicanero, a tragedy beaten, had to weave through and alter course.
To Maldivian, well, Mark Kavanagh was right, a little bit flat, not ready for the 1400 second up, but all honours here to Shinzig. Stephen Batt.
You're in for a profitable day. You've run 1-3 in the Group 1 All Stakes. It must give you great satisfaction to get Shinzig to win a Group 1 race.
Well, I'll tell you what gives you great satisfaction, Bruce. I think yesterday they were running around doing deals and there were 2.5% shares going off left, right and centre. Now, I know it's a long time since he's won a race, but he's now a Group 1 son of Dane Hill, so I think there's a bit like the share markets go up and down here. I think there's a few happy shareholders there. I think I've gained about 48.
Many times it comes to you. What do you think?
He had a beautiful...
I can tell you on track, he was 20-1 to 25-1, the winner Shinzig, while the stablemate Ruby Cent was $8 into 7. Was it the wrong result? Shinzig, 24-9.
Well, his 85th Group 1 winner. Shinzig gets his first Group 1 for Mick Price. The missing trainer in the mix there, of course, was Chris McNabb, who trained the horse whilst it was in New Zealand. A raft of good runs here. We'll get to them shortly. But, Steve, the race itself in overview?
Well, Bruce, I think we can trust it to some degree. It was run at a genuine tempo, not especially quick. 48.4 first 800. We saw lots of good closing runs. We saw good, tough, on-pace efforts from the winner and the third horse and the 3-year-old Master Sasson. Princess Cope in the blue and the red. She was unlucky, balked for room at the top of the straight, charged to the line. Nicanero, of course, obviously very good. His 7th Group 1 placing for Nicanero. He has one Group 1 win. Princess Cope, outstanding. Fumicino, solid. Sir Miona, good. Duro Valley, OK. And you and I, as we left the track last night, bumped into Troy Corstens. He was part of a group that bought a series of lots of 2.5%, and he looked at us and laughed, and he said, well, the family's had 2 runners here today. They were Millie Rose and Detroit Tiger. They both ran last.
And he went home happy.
Went home happy with a share in a Group 1 winner. Bought, half an hour before the race, and $240,000 first prize yesterday. The horse was valued at $860, so they've got, 28% of their purchase price back.
Amazing.
Bingo.
Amazing. Quite strange there. George Stakes, Steve Boren, would you be going...
That when he gets up to...
In the St George Stakes, Steve Boren, would you be going Maldivian Forgive or Princess Cope?
Well, I'd be going Maldivian Forgive, but I wouldn't be taking short odds. I think the jury's just out of touch on that performance yesterday. I would like...
We suited it too because it wasn't getting pushed around. Maldivian got back a little further than we thought. Look, I still thought he was a bit disappointing. Started to hang in over the concluding stages. For mine, disappointing. You can forgive him for one bad run. Nicanero had to change course. Yeah, look, how much it cost it, I don't know, but you can put a case together that it probably could have won or should have won, but hey, the winner's covered ground. You can go right through this race and find a lot of good runs. Fumicino got home late. I thought Damien's horse was very... OK.
Princess Cope, bit of a bunch finish. I think of the others, the runs of the race, I think, were the New Zealand mare, Princess Cope. She was very, very good, getting a squeeze up in the middle here. And Fumicino is a very, very good stayer in the making. He's a Cups horse if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he got home doing his best work very, very late here. That's him on the extreme outside there. Maldivian, Michael, what did you make of the run? I mean, he went out favourite and everyone thought he'd run another big race. A good effort first up, but... was he disappointing?
He had every possible chance in the run. The tempo of the race may not have suited him, but when he was asked to go, he just went backwards. That was it. He just went backwards.
So what do you make of it?
It was just a terrible run. You hope that they can get the horse right, but on that run, he just...
Erlander is one that might be a bit of a show there. 970 with the Kiwis, but double that on the Aussie tabs. But look, she's going to be very hard to beat, and she was absolutely explosive the other day. Absolutely explosive when she was resuming from a spell.
Running late.
There with Munton, and now McKeon eases Sea Change. She's going to lob into the trail behind Fell Rain. Lying fifth next is Keep the Message, followed out by Kaiser Wake. Then came Brianna. Back second to last, Run Like Leaders, 600 metres to go. The pacemaker is Munton. In second spot, Sea Change, breathing down his neck. Then followed on the inside by Fell Rain. Gaze came next, followed Bacon. Then behind these now by Brianna. Then Kaiser Wake, Run Like Lander and Keep the Message. 350 to go. Sea Change moved up on the outside of Munton. 2 lengths away, Kaiser Wake being called upon. Then followed by Gaze at the 200 metres. Sea Change in front. She's a length and a half clear. Kaiser Wake looking to slingshot her late now. It's showtime, girl. Sea Change. Here's Kaiser Wake. Sea Change just in front from Kaiser Wake, who's trying hard, but Sea Change, it's Kiona Dubai. Sea Change got the prize. Second over as they went across the line would have been Kaiser Wake, then followed by Run Like L running on. And behind these next was Erlander. The last one home, Kaiser Wake. Had her in her sights all the way up the home straight. She had to dig Sea Change, but she has. And McKeon giving a jubilant salute as well. You could see at the 250 metres.
To beat. I wonder how many Group 1s that is. It must be up to 5 or 6 or maybe even more now for Sea Change. Ridden by Gavin McKeon. Her great turn of foot there, Sea Change. That's a 14th win today from 24 starts. She has...
keeps winning. Kaiser Wake second and Run Like Owl filling the placings there. But Andrew, what a mare she is.
She's excellent. Whether she runs again in New Zealand or goes straight to Dubai will be decided tomorrow or Tuesday at a meeting.
I know, it epitomises being up on the speed, but when you do ratings and things like that, well, she probably doesn't fit into a real genuine Group 1 winner over here.
Oh, well, you'll get an argument on that one anyway.
You get a big argument.
We'll talk about that another time.
Markets, new market, handicap market, and it currently sits this way with Betfair Weekend Hustle. We'll talk about it shortly. A Swick at $7, Apache Cat. Still heads the markets here despite defeat yesterday. 270 at the 330. Movers, Princess Cope into $7. Eremine, when are we going to see him? Fumicino, a good performance. Largo Lad shot to the top of the BetStar markets yesterday into $7. Playwright, we saw last week. We've got 2 sets of form here. Yesterday's race and the Playwright Shilling form marching. We get to see Gabardon.
Lodge Thoroughbreds Classic, over 1,500 metres, the Group 2 for the 3-year-old fillies. An absolute glam on the back of her listed win, and also her form through the spring where she was pretty unlucky in some of the group races. She is the favourite, $2.50, Steve.
And to pick the tempo up, leading out by 3/4. Flusher by Baby under pressure. On the fence, Miss Marin, absolute glam yet to be popped. The question. Princess Gisela being ridden along a little bit from Miss Mariel needing room. A wrapper home, Miss Flat to the boards, back on the fence around the bend. Catalan Bay in front with a bit of a kick in her. Leads the way, coming at her absolute glam, and she sprinted and quickly went on by. Miss Mariel to the outsiders, absolute glam opens the shoulders up at the 150. Leads the way, Miss Mariel chasing all in vain. Absolute glam in front, and she goes on to win again. Absolute glam from Miss Mariel, third. Catalan Bay or a wrapper home miss from Husher by Baby Miss Mariel.
Better odds bet earlier in the week, 3-2-1. The Oaks winner at
Carey connection.
She joins Anamata, Pure Harmony, the Zell, Special Harmony, Elegant Fashion. There's good winners of this, including Sunline won the Thoroughbred Classic, now sponsored by Holly Lowe.
I'm surprised every time you pick up a paper, everyone wants to go to Adelaide for the Oaks. These are Sydney Oaks sort of fillies. These I'd love to see this filly come to Sydney, Absolute Glen. I'd love to see a Arapaho Miss come to Sydney. The second filly, Miss Marielle, much better performance from her. I think America's on the cards for her. And look, I think that's a high quality fillies race, that.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Nothing's really been mentioned. Arapaho Miss, that was the run of the race by a country mile. It's come back enormous.
Yeah. Wait and see. We saw a star emerge yesterday in Light Fantastic. Corey Brown rode the favourite here, a horse called Gibraltar Campion, had proven weight for age winning form. The horse he races against here, Light Fantastic, won a maiden at Kyneton, and this is what happened yesterday. Have a look at this. This is a star.
Campion got out of the gate fast. El Guapo sprung the leads, going very quickly. Light Fantastic. Into third is Gibraltar Campion, just a tad wide on the fence. Dandy Dollar from Spirited Halo. They were followed by Pit Lane. They haven't gone overly hard past the 600. El Guapo from Gibraltar Campion with Spirited Halo going up to be a pest 3 wide. Light Fantastic came off the bridle, being heeled along to go after the leaders. Then Pit Lane, Dandy Dollar, further back Dravetti as they turn Arcadia flat to the boards with a mountain of work to do. Homeward bound Gibraltar Campion. He's swinging against the fave on the corner. She's bolting. Had a peep over the shoulder. Goes up, hits the lead from El Guapo. Light Fantastic starts to come on. He's going after her. Gibraltar Campion in front. Light Fantastic guns her down big time. Takes the lead and races away like a good horse. Comes on Light Fantastic by 2.5 lengths. I think Gibraltar Campion just lasted for second in front of Kit.
Well, he looks a good horse. He is a good horse, just be told. 1985 is comparable time, Furlong 11.69. Oh, that was good, Steve.
Yeah, it certainly was, Bruce. I was thinking this morning about any possible comparisons. The only one I could come up with really was Show No Emotion, who won a Seymour Maiden, came to Moonee Valley and won by 7 and went on to win Ascot Vales and Churnside Stakes and those sort of races. But he was awesome yesterday. We were chatting.
It is more a relief than anything, Bruce, opinion of him. I suppose I can tell you now that they all came to Moonee Valley on Tuesday morning, ran half a second quicker than Dance Hero. The clockers were here. The 2 or 3 people that were here knew it. I just think he's a really exciting horse. I'm not sure what we do with him now, but I suppose if we went in the Australian Guineas, we may have to back up. But the good horses do what he did the last furlong. You know, their big motors kick in, and he looked like he was
only little, but this bloke just nailed that.
Well, that's right, Richard. Going into the corner, you didn't want to be on Light Fantastic. Coming out of the corner, it was probably the only one you wanted to be on. And look, I really thought that Gibraltar Campion performed as well as it can. I think that's as good. The time was absolutely fantastic. You know, this could be something very, very special. Look, it may head to the Guineas. I'm not quite...
Alan Scander. Alan, it's a pretty good betting race here with the top 2, Shilling and Playwright.
Yeah, absolutely. They've the one they've come for more so, Bruce, has been number 2, Playwright. It's the second favourite. It's been $3.50 into $3.30. The number 1, Shilling, has been spec now, and the punters think that's pretty good value at $3. Number 6, Sound Journey, has been $4.60 to $7, and the bottom weight David Hayes trained Zagreb has been $5 out to $7.50. But absolutely a good betting race. They're backing a few in it.
They're off in the Alistair Clark, and Shilling got a flyer down near the inside. Broom Broom wide out, and Validator came out of the gate very quickly. General Eisenhower in the red colours showing speed. They're 4 abreast as they run up to the top bend. Broom Broom wide out, desperately wants it. General Eisenhower goes through, and in the centre Validator. Then came Sound Journey. Raffaello outside of Rockabar and 2 lengths to Zagreb. The 3-year-olds trek down the side of the track at the 800-metre pole. Broom Broom has it by 3/4 on Validator. They're going along at a pretty moderate tempo. On the fence behind those runners, getting a beautiful run, and going up a little closer now is the favourite Shilling around General Eisenhower. A length and a half further back on the fence, played right. Well, he's bottled up there. He's in an awkward spot. Sound Journey next as they start to go for the dash. They were followed further back by Raffaello, Rockabar and Zagreb ridden along. Broom Broom to the final bend, first at the 400. Going after him, Validator, and Shilling is looming menacingly on the outside. Sound Journey comes out 4 deep. Playwright's behind them, needing a run as they turn. Shilling strikes the front. Sound Journey, the stablemate, goes after him. Playwright tries to balance up. Sound Journey takes the front from Shilling. Playwright storms late. Sound Journey breaks clear. Flying home on the outside. Playwright, he lunges, won't get there. Sound Journey's just beaten Playwright, who was desperately unlucky. Shilling third. Then a photo between Zagreb, again good on the line, and Raffaello. Nothing between them from Rocker.
Almost grabbing Sound Journey. A bit unlucky, the second place horse, but a good win by Sound.
We've got a good batch of 3-year-olds this year. There's 5 of them on show there, I think. Sound Journey, who got the prize yesterday, beating an unlucky Playwright. No fault of Sebastian Murphy. Shilling, good. Zagreb, good. Raffaello, good. Good race, Steve.
Yeah, it certainly was. Sound Journey was second up. Of course, sat 3 wide at Flemington yesterday. Very strong, ridden off the speed. Playwright, I think speed. Playwright, I think if Playwright had clear running from probably the 600, he wins by a length and a half again. He's become a... I'd be leaning...
I think he's a nice horse, but I tell you what, I loved Playwright. Alfie?
Yeah, Rich. Yeah, look, I think we're clutching at straws saying that Playwright was unlucky there. You assessed the race.
Come on, Ronnie.
Now, let him finish. Assessed the race from the start. Now, this horse pulled his head off. He was 3 deep, no cover for most of the race. He was entitled to lay down the last 50 metres, where the second horse had a cosy run and got held up for a couple of strides on the turn. You're looking at one point of the race. I thought the winner did a fantastic job.
Have you seen the size of the second horse?
Oh, look, I understand.
A hold up in the straight at Moonee Valley for him is critical, and it goes one stride.
Your totes on screen. We'll run through them for you. They're going to be interesting here for this Group 1 race. Dance Hero on track. He's around the $8.50 mark. Now let Apache Cat, $1.70, $2.10 in New South Wales. Well, the New South Wales tote price is about what is right. It's about what you get.
Big strong horse leg too, but he's a big strong horse, isn't he, by Dan?
Most of the money has been for Apache Cat, who was as much as $2.40 during the week, in which we took a bet of $40,000 during the week at $2.40. The best they've given today has been $2.15 into $2.10, but there's been plenty of money for it. 7 out to 8. Miss Finland's been 5 out to 7. Everything else has drifted. All the money for the favourite.
So that, Alan, we are 3 minutes away from start time here for the Group 1 Timber Corp Australia Stakes, and at the
Signal, they're off. Sonic Quest going back with Flash Trick and Miss Finland. Monet Rules flew the gates. Dance Hero's going quickly. He's going to go up and run to the front. Apache Cat was fast away. Passed by Coachinero. Stands out the grey outside of Apache Cat. Let go Tom Self. At the 800 metres mark, leads the way by 2 lengths. Monet Rules. Apache Cat on the fence, sneaking through. Wide out, stands out. Coachinero the centre. Then Let Go Tomo, Flash Trick, a length and a half, Sonic Quest. And Miss Finland will have to come from last, the Great Mare, as they pass the 550. Charles swinging against Dance Hero. Monet Rules a halfback, stands out 3 wide. On the fence, Apache Cat. Dance Hero's yet to be clicked up. A length further back, Flash Trick as they come to the corner. Miss Finland second last. It's the Waterhouse Warrior. Dance Hero to the bend first. Stands out 3 wide. Monet Rules the centre, and they went past Dance Hero, who wobbled on the corner. Apache Cat's got his work cut out. Stands out Monet Rules. Apache Cat is flooding down the outside. Here he comes. Apache Cat takes the lead, and what a great win it is. Apache Cat comes on and wins it. Brown loses the whip past the line in the excitement from Stands Out and Monet Rules. Photo fourth, Sonic Quest, Dance Hero and Miss Finland from Coachinero. Let Go Tomo. Flash Trick. We came to see this magnificent racehorse, and he's delivered a big punch to blow them away and win the Group 1.
You should have heard the roar of the crowd. He's such a popular horse. Apache Cat getting there, winning the Group 1 Lightning, coming out and winning the Group 1 Timber Corp Australia Stakes. Have a look.
Now, absolutely superb, of course. His 14th career victory, his 3rd Group 1, and his 5th second up success, and he's run 1-9.
Not very often he lets people down, so he's a wonderful horse, and they're big thrill.
What do you think?
Riding for the first time, and just with a little grin, you said, I really like this horse.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic to sit on, and he really does it all by himself. He hit a bit of a flat spot yesterday, but I was dragging back at a position where I was really wanting to go forward, but once he got out and around him and balanced up in the straight, he was never going to get beat.
Well, let's go. Yes, Corey dropped the whip there, no problems. Win number 13 from 27 starts. Heavily backed favourite, home in 22.86, 11.50. Beating Stands Out, who was good. Win a bit early. Mono Rules good on pace, and Sonic Quest outstanding. But, Steve, let's concentrate on Apache Cat. Or maybe, Corey, you tell us, before the home turn, you looked to be in a touch of bother.
Yeah, I was obviously stuck behind runners when wanting to go forward, dragging back at a vital stage, but then I got clear running and pulled him to the outside, and like I said, once he balanced up in the straight, he was never going to get beat.
And when we look at that vision again,
Well, Newmarket handicap, the key race for most of these. At 58.5, the alleged handicap he's going to get, Steve, stands out 52.5, so there'll be a 6 kilo turnaround there. But you look at the history of the Newmarket, Shaftesbury Avenue, you mentioned 91, takeover target carried 57, but the key here is the minimum's totally different now.
Yeah, it's probably a fair point. Shaftesbury Avenue back in 91's the only horse in the last 50-odd years to win with more than 57. But you're right, the handicap's gone up, and maybe the nature of the race is changing a little bit when we see Miss Andretti winning with 56 last year, takeover target before that, and I think...
I don't think it'd really matter.
And Richard mentioned Miss Finland, Steve. I spoke to Steve Arnold. He was saying, as she did first up, she basically ran her race after the winning pace. Last 50 metres good. She ran 11.63 the last furlong, which was only second best in the race. But the race is gone by then.
Yeah, that's true, but I wouldn't condemn her on that performance. You know,
with a new environment, and he does adapt quite quickly. I was surprised, really, that for the times he had been away, that he did. But all in all, I think if he did have to go away, I don't really see that as a problem.
So just on that, before we talk more about yesterday, the options are there. There's Sydney, the TJ Smith, and I think the All Age is the other one you look at. But there's offers from, well...
Think of the others, Ronnie?
Look, we'll talk about Miss Finland. I thought she was very, very disappointing. Everyone's saying, oh, she did good work past the post again. Well, there's no race after the post. She was entitled to beat the second string of horses here home. Like, she's winding up, she's uninterrupted, she should be emerging past, these past four horses here, and she can't do it. I thought she was very, very disappointing, and the jury's obviously out on her. I thought Stands Out made the race for the winner.
Ping 5 wide. With Miss Finland, I'm a bit like you. She should have quite possibly finished it off a little bit better, but I'm still prepared to give one more chance because she did a lot of work mid-race. She was cast on a limb there.
Sonic Quest?
I don't know what that was all about. Why didn't he peel out behind Apache Cat? He could have got a beautiful run on the outside instead of trying to go through a line of 3 leaders, then threw a Furphy protest in. That was just a poor ride, I thought.
Market. And hopefully we're going to see Weekend Hustler as well. So what a race it could possibly be. We'll see him next week. Weekend Hustler, his favourite, over Apache Cat, $6. You think that's attractive enough, wouldn't you? A couple of weeks out. Oakley Plate next week. Looking forward to that. But here's the Australian Cup market. Maldivian, $3 over Princess Cape. Eremine, well, we don't know what's happening with Eremine. No updates there. Rich, do you know of?
No one.
It's Fleming, looking forward to that. Let's look at the market there. Light Fantastic offer maiden to a city win to favouritism for the Guineas. Extraordinary stuff. 650 over Playwright. Lake Diamond as it sits, exceedingly good for Corey. Favourite over Valander. Believe and Succeed. The filly was very good. All American goes straight in. Sugar Bay.
Of course, winner of the Wakeful Stakes. She's the favourite for the next race, but we'll get to that in a second. There are the totes just quickly up for you.
Getting out to $3.90. She's short on the tote at $2.80. Eldana looked in great order. That's the best I've seen her for a little while. And she's firmed in a point. Tranquility Base a query at the trip, but she might just get a soft run here. Ollie aboard, and that's her on screen about to move in and take up Humbanasco. Lights on, stalls are back. Eldana, Pleasant Sunday Girl not fast away, although Pleasant Sunday Girl now rushing forward. Zarita on the fence won the start. Catherine Gold going very fast. Pleasant Sunday Girl is tagging her across. Tranquility Base is right there in the white colours. Blacken on the fence, Sparkletable Girl, and Eldana last and about 12 lengths away from Catherine Gold. Coming up by the 850, Catherine Gold leads out a length on Pleasant Sunday Girl, who's right outside the speed. Tranquility Base and Zarita have both had fabulous runs, third and fourth. A length away, Princess Gisela, Blacken back on the rail. A length away then is Sparkling Satine. Tresor in the gold colours around her, then Catalan Bay, Begogne, Bashful Girls a minute back with Eldana. Homeward bound at the 450. Catherine Gold in front of Pleasant Sunday Girl. Ollie gets busy. Tranquility Base comes on 3 wide. 2 lengths away. Zarita came off the bit there. Then Princess Gisela, Tresor as they turn and get away from the fence. Pleasant Sunday Girl after Catherine Gold. They're on level terms with Pleasant Sunday Girl taking the lead. Zarita starts to come on strongly on the outside. She's winding up. Then Princess Gisela and Eldana from the back. Pleasant Sunday Girl in front. Not for long. Zarita looms up and takes the lead. Zarita goes away the last little bit from Pleasant Sunday Girl and beat her 3/4 of a length. Eldana from the black, a splashing run. She got home to run third from Bashful Girl. They were followed by Sparkling Satine, then Catalan Bay. Tranquility Base dropped out with...
Another Group 2 there for Zarita, this daughter of Pentire. She looked as if she was on...
Script in the first 2 races here today. Caroline, as they did at the Valley last week, we got spectacular racing and generally fairly predictable results.
Exactly.
Elzarita, a very good filly. She's come up well. The fillies from the Oaks of last season, or the spring of last season, Arapaho Miss and Co, all going well. Pleasant Sunday Girl is stepping up to the plate. And Eldana, late sectionals, outstanding. I think we've got a good batch heading towards Adelaide, Steve.
Yes, I think so, Bruce. They really backed off the tempo here mid-race. Won 2.6 the first 1,000. That told the story. So Zarita had the run of the race, but she was terrific. Eldana, outstanding. And the others that you mentioned...
Work early, and Eldana, right from the back, got no favours, ran on well. Three of them can continue to improve.
The 25 good races there. I was very impressed with Eldana from the back. She looks like an Oaks filly in the making. You know, she couldn't keep up and then sprouted wings. OK, she might have been out in slightly better going there, but it's still a very, very good effort. So, but that'd be the two I want to follow out of it, Ronnie.
Look, I like the winner. She's a good filly. Pat Hyland knows a good filly when he lays his hands on one too. Although she drew one, I thought it was a lovely aggressive ride by Childs. He knew her well. He punched her into the race, rode her like a good thing, peeled to the right part of the track. She's another one that's going to be lost to Adelaide. She won't see her in Sydney. Look, everyone thinks they're going to go to Adelaide and find a soft Oaks. They're going to run into some very smart opposition. All these top Melbourne fillies. Sydney might be just easy pickings maybe for Eldana, who's coming to Sydney.
And well, from that, it's 4.
Let's have a look at the totes here. Light Fantastic, $2.50 on course. Well, he's a bit shorter than that on Super Tab, $1.90 at the moment. Marching, you can take 10 points from that on course as well. Largo Lad, the $6.80 mark you're seeing there on Super Tab is pretty close to what you're getting. But at the moment, $2.30 for Light Fantastic on the tote, $2.60 on course.
Yes, looks to be Latorio there, I think, with the jockey just waiting to get back.
Up the Perry Cutton Cup, the Autumn Stakes, Group 2, and they're ready. Gates are back, slow to go, Gabardon, Turfontaine walked out of the machine, Vivacious Spirit came out running, Musadora fast, out of the gate going up second and quickly away also Light Fantastic, Master Assassin wide, on the fence Viatorian, 2 lengths away Largo Lad, Villain, Latorio, towards the 600 metres mark, Vivacious Spirit at a good tempo, little length on Musadora, she gets the margin down to 3/4, 2 lengths away Master Assassin, Viatorian, Light Fantastic jogging behind them, 2 away Largo Lad, Villain, marching Latorio, Gabardon, Turfontaine, Kick and Chase. Homeward bound, Williams goes for an hour, Vivacious Spirit. She's 2 lengths in front. Light Fantastic comes to the outside and he's unloading strongly from Viatorian. Further back in the field, Musadora, Vivacious Spirit in front. Light Fantastic's about to nail her. He's going after her strongly now. Vivacious Spirit joined by Light Fantastic. Light Fantastic takes the lead and he's the real deal. Light Fantastic, 3/4 Vivacious Spirit. Photo third, Viatorian and Largo Lad pelting home with marching, both bottle of a run. Then Turfontaine, Kick and Chase, Musadora, Master Assassin, Latorio, Gabardon and Villain a long last.
Oh, he is the real deal, this fella. Light Fantastic. He was absolutely cruising down the back straight. He's got this lovely big stride. He was just loping along. You could see the Vivacious Spirit.
Well, but a star, not born, but confirmed, Mick.
Yeah, it's a big ask. You know, I normally wouldn't ask a horse to do that. As in, I wasn't able to do much with him during the week. You know, because he is backing up. I took a punt on just plain natural ability, and that's what he did.
Is he the best?
And that's what he did.
Is he the best horse you've trained, Mick?
Well, I'm going to say yes, because it's the right time and place to say yes, isn't it? I can't think of the one better than it, but he's still got to do it. You know, he's got to go and win a cock.
Absolutely stunning performance by this horse, Caroline, to come so quickly from a Kyneton maiden to this, and now a dominant favourite, one would think, for the Australian Guineas.
Listed race February 16, a week later a Group 3 race, now favourite for the Guineas. He's awesome, Steve.
Well, he certainly is, and it speaks pretty well to Mick Price's 3-year-olds at the moment, doesn't it? He won last week with Sound Journey. He's got the filly Vivacious Spirit, who ran second there. He won the Ore a couple of weeks ago. I think he's showing a profit of late, Mick Price.
Now, those...
Bob has a few trainers, and Mick's one of them, and good luck to him. I think he's got a superstar there.
Your view on the horse? I mean, you don't see horses come from a Kyneton maiden to Group 3 in 3 weeks.
I think we were very privileged yesterday. There was great racing highlighted by this horse. And
Alf? Fixed odds, $4 in the Cadbury's Guineas. It's good odds. Craig Newitt goes back on, stick in the left hand. It'll straighten it up even more so. It is the real deal. It's as good as you've seen for a long time. Vivacious Spirits all the time. And Largo Lad might need even now a little further than the Guineas distance of 1,600, but he's going okay.
He's starting to worry me a little bit, Largo Lad, for the huge rap that was on him. I thought when...
There's not a huge rap. There's a huge rap on the winner.
Yeah, there's been a big rap on Largo Lad too, but when Light Fantastic put the pedal down, he just put a couple of lengths on Largo Lad with ease, and he was pulling up on the line, the winner. That nothing behind him will beat him this prep.
But that's the difference. A couple of people wrapped Largo Lad to me early on and said, look at him buying for Hong Kong. I looked at him and I said, he's not the right type of horse because he can't quicken. The winner can quicken. He's a good horse. The other horse is just a dead set stayer.
Right here. Largo Lad was going to close on him and he just put 2 or 3 lengths straight on him.
But saying that, all over. There was no real pressure put on him either. Stephen was only kidding to him. Imagine if he had really put 4 or 5 decent ones around him. He would have jumped out and found another 2 lengths that way.
Look, I can see it. He looks a freak. He looks an absolute freak. He'll have to be to win what looks to be one of the strongest Australian guineas I've seen for a long, long time. On
more than anything else.
Richie, there's the market. Light Fantastic 550 into 350. Playwright, good Flemington horse. Largo Lad was good yesterday. Your read on these 3-year-olds, was this all?
Away from start time, it is the Pure Blonde St George Stakes over 1,800 metres. And
back your pick here as Maldivian, Princess Cape and Ruby Set have all been quite easy at this stage on track. Fumicino is much shorter than the $27 you see on.
We had a technical difficulty there, but it's been an interesting betting race here. Actually, we have Maldivian $3.20 out to $3.80. Ruby Set has been $4.20 to $5. Princess Coupe has been $2.25 to $3.20. But I mean, there's been number 9 Seafair at the best of the 3 totes, but they've backed plenty in the field.
For the St George. Gates first back and Maldivian sprung out of the machine. Fast away Seafarer. Taranabar going quickly. Ruby sent a little wide. Fulmicino drifting back from Princess Cape and on the fence Duro Valley. Captures very wide out. He's striding forward. Sermione second last and Red Lord immediately dropped to the tail. Maldivian in front. Taranabar's taking him on and now rolling past him. Moving up. No change to the play. Coming down the side. 900 metres to go on the St George Stakes. Taranabar leads them up. Controls the tempo. 3/4 captures. One away Maldivian. Well, he's in a real zip fastener pocket there, Arnold. Outside of him, Ruby Sent. Seafarer between. Further dropping back into 5th position, I should say, from Duro Valley. Princess Cape, Sermione. They were followed well back by Fulmicino as they start to up the ante. And 2 lengths to Red Lord. Coming to the bend, Maldivian went up on the inside of Taranabar, who left the rail, and Big Mal strikes the front on the corner. Seafarer a length away, captures the outside from Ruby Sent. Princess Cape peels to the outside, and Duro Valley right down the outside from Sermione. Down to the 300 metres mark, and Maldivian strode away. Princess Cape is mowing him down. Princess Cape, the New Zealand mare, went whoosho and hit the lead. Sermione's running on the fence. Princess Cape in front. Sermione's diving. Princess Cape in front and makes up for her lucky run in the Ore Stakes and wins the St George from Sermione. Third a photo, Duro Valley or Seafarer. They were followed by Maldivian. Red Lord captures Fulmicino late. Then Ruby Sent and last home to Taranabar.
Oh, she's a quality mare, this one. Princess Cape by Costa de Lago. She's going to be very hard to beat in the Australian Cup. Sermione.
Yeah, she didn't have long off after the Melbourne Cup, and you know, we're pretty forward with her, so second up today, even though they sometimes can race a bit flat second up, we're pretty happy.
Only the 3rd mare in the past 20 years to win this race. The other 2 weren't too shabby, Let's Elope and Dane Ripper, and of course they'd both go on to win the Australian Cup off that performance. Oliver, his second win in the race. Northley, his last in 2002. Dominant performance, Steve.
Yeah, very good. She looks the real deal this autumn, doesn't she? She was great through the spring, but there's no doubt. David might disagree perhaps with Nicanero, but I don't think there's any doubt she should have won the All Stakes first up. Now she steps out and wins this race comprehensively. You know, clear margins, some good runs behind. Sermione was solid, Duro Valley was okay, and David's Seafarer certainly rates highly. A couple of disappointments in the race. Ruby Sent, Maldivian. I think Mark Kavanagh, because of his filly in the Diamond, she was outstanding, but Maldivian, I think... couple of question marks there.
Well, also reported a small cut to its near hind heel, but well, jury out on Maldivian, and so too the market change.
Look, take nothing away from the winner. She is very, very good indeed.
Yeah, she's obviously a very good mare. You don't earn $2 million racing most of your life in New Zealand, and she's only a 4-year-old mare. I think most of that may have come from the Celt, but look, she's honest, she's genuine, she's very, very good. I think the plan is to run her in the Australian Cup and stop, although I hear whispers that Damien's trying to talk them into the BMW. Why not? Why not? She's an informed mare, and once they hit form, they hold it.
A good 3-year-old would beat them, though, wouldn't they?
Oh, for sure. Look, I think they've run well here.
So Fumicino there, you see him in the pink colours at the back there, just peeling to the very outside there. he looks like he won't be competitive till he gets to the BMW and might be a Sydney Cup horse. You know, that might be his go, depending.
He's dour. He wants a lot. Them back markers need a lot of things go their way when you know that's their.
We have Group 1 racing here just about to kick off. Weekend Hustler, the boom 3-year-old of last season, already the winner of 2 Group 1s up against the older horses, the more seasoned sprinters here in the Oakley Plate.
Well, we've talked about it going to the script last week, and it has pretty much thus far here today at Caulfield. Will it continue in the Oakley Plate? We can tell you on track, they put up $2, out to $2.10, and as you can see, shorter $1.60. Weekend Hustler for the Group 1 Oakley Plate with a period of Group 1 horses, Ross McDonald over the years, and can't contain his enthusiasm with this one to the point.
It's just shortened into $9 as we speak. Weekend Hustler, there's been truckloads of money for. Even money out to $2.15. Our first bet early this week was $100,000 at $2.70. We laid it again at $2.20. $2.15 is the best today.
And with Weekend Hustler, all the rage, hugely backed earlier in the week. $1.90 on the tape, $2.15 on track. And the hype about this horse has been unbelievable. And Ross McDonald, as we just heard, has been the man leading the charge. Saying if you've got one house, you put one house on, you'll have another house. That'll be 2 houses you'll have if he wins. And he should win. He should win. Incredible statements. Again. Racing in the plate. Here the Angels fast away. Weekend Hustler began. Willie's about 5th early on. Our Maharaja came out fast with Typhoon Z and Scuffs near the inside. Near the fence going very quickly. Lucky Diva. Magnus outside of him. A length away. Weekend Hustler. La Chasseuse improves in front of him. They were coming up to the 600 metres mark, and it's the Sandgroper. Scruffs in front of our Maharaja. Magnus right on their wheel. La Chasseuse on the fence from Lucky Diva. Typhoon Z 3 wide. A length and a half away. Then Misjudgment. Weekend Hustler about to come around her, tracked up by Here the Angels. Bonhoeffer second last as they turn. Rawillas come to the outside on the Hustler. Magnus let go with a run after our Maharaja and Scuffs. Here comes Weekend Hustler. He's starting to pound down the centre from the back in the field. Is Bonhoeffer making ground, but it's Weekend Hustler going to the front from Magnus. Weekend Hustler scorched clear, and he's going to give them a toweling in the Oakley Plate. The 3-year-old Weekend Hustler too good for Magnus. I think Tramontrana's got up to run 3rd in front of Royal Asher. Misjudgment next from Here the Angels. Mentality, Let Go Tomo, Lucky Diva, Typhoon Z, Bonhoeffer. Then came Scuffs, well back, La Chasseuse and our Maharaja.
Well, he is that good. Weekend Hustler, his 3rd Group 1 victory, beating the older horses here. First up in the Oakley Plate, another...
6 wins, now 3 Group 1 wins and more than $1 million in prize money for the Ross McDonald trained horse. Well,
today, and Ross is having a chat with Bruce.
Yeah, Ross, well, you've been talking the talk all week and your horse just walked the walk for you.
Walk the walk, yeah. No, you know, he's a super horse. I can't say much, you know, I'm pretty happy.
You would have been disappointed, wouldn't you, if he got beaten?
I'd have been shattered.
He might be the best horse you had. You're prepared to say he's the best horse you've had?
Well, I've always said after the Coolmore, he's the best horse.
And you've talked about him this week along the same lines as Manikato, of course, who won a Blue Diamond 30 years ago today.
Yeah, but he's a totally different horse, as I said yesterday at the luncheon. Manikato used to jump out and he was in top gear. This horse can jump out. You saw today he jumped well and he just drops a bit and you can put him wherever you want him in a race. And when you say let's go, well, he lets go.
It just opens up so many options for you. From a long... You have openly talked about running him in a Melbourne Cup, and it's not a pie on this guy float, is it?
No, he'll be entered in the Caulfield Cup in the Cox Plate, and we'll just see how he progresses, you know.
And great work by Brad.
Yeah, knew all along. I mean, he's just... What he can do is incredible, and seeing the way...
Horse, isn't he? No
doubt. Look, we've all been saying it for a long time, and I've sort of laughed about it all through the week, how everyone's sort of trying to find a reason why he's going to get beat. And yeah, he's just that good, simple as that.
You rode him like
a Weekend Hustler, $1.90, $1.30. Number 2 Magnus, $3.40, and number 13.
He asked him, he'd be going too fast, so...
How many houses have you got this morning?
I didn't put a house on.
You told everyone else to.
Well, I'm not a punter.
Because you keep telling us that, you know, you're seriously contemplating the Melbourne Cup, but you watch him in action there, and he looks like, at the very least, a middle distance horse, doesn't he? Just his action, his gradual build-up, sustains that momentum, keeps rolling.
Yeah, well, you know, we're going to enter him in Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate and Melbourne Cup, but then we'll just let him decide which way we're going to go.
I'll only start number 8, win number 6, 3 of those at Group 1 level. Quite extraordinary, a son of Hassanay, $80,000 from the English Premier Sales, beating an international performer in Magnus and an outstanding
park up there, and I think they've done about 8 for us that year, and they sent a report down on every horse they broke in, and with Weekend Hustle they just wrote the real deal. So the first time they rode him, they just reckon he was a...
So when you go to the sales, you stick your head over the box to make sure no one's sitting down on the ground holding them.
I've seen that.
The runner-up Magnus starts out beating Jock.
He's something else, isn't he? You know, he ran a super race, Magnus, and you know, it took an outstanding horse to beat him.
No excuse.
No, he had his chance, and you know, he ran right up to his best.
Most jockeys there in awe of Weekend Hustler, who now goes to the Newmarket handicap. Let's have a look at the Newmarket. And it looks this way. $3.20 yesterday before the race. Look at that now. $1.90. Is that better than bank interest, Ross McDonald?
We're getting a bit tight now, isn't it?
Is it? Well, who's going to beat him there?
I don't know, but you know.
Hey, Roscoe, you've said you think this horse can go on and be perhaps a Caulfield Cup horse. I mean, that'd be extraordinary, wouldn't it?
Why? He's bred to get over ground. It's extraordinary what he's doing now.
It's a good answer.
Next question.
See or hear Ross yesterday, he said that if you put your house on it,
you get 2 houses.
You have 2 houses. And that's exactly
that's a bold
what
statement.
happened. That's how confident he was. Hey, Ross,
watching these races and good races at present, I think there's a big gap between horses. And what I mean is the 3-year-olds are very, very good, and the older horses aren't much good. And that was evident last week when Shindig beat Nick Gennaro, who's 110 years old.
You're right,
and they all went against together. So if you get a good 3-year-old like this in these weight for age races coming up, they're going to dominate.
The problem is, a lot of them end up where you've just been. A lot of that, not so much the absolute stars, but all the second, third and fourth level that might develop into something, they're going to Hong Kong.
That's very true, there's no doubt. But
actually the forgotten one in the race.
Exactly, and just on Weekend Hustler, 55 kilos. Exceed and Excel won a Group 1 and won the Newmarket with 55, and so did General Nadim. So that's the general feel, the weight the horse will get.
The winner just left the rest, no excuses whatsoever. No. The second best run in the race was Royal Asher, another 3-year-old, which emphasises what Shane just said. The 3-year-olds...
We are only around 12 minutes away from the Arrowfield Stud Blue Diamond Stakes. It is a fascinating race. All American is the favourite, and Valander is just behind him. We'll have a quick look at the update there for you on your screen. You can see Exceedingly Good, 690. Valander Stakes, and have a look at these 2-year-olds in the yard. We'll just quickly recap the Oakley Plate.
Even with 3 runners here, what are the punters doing, Alan Iskander?
Bruce, it's been exciting Blue Diamond betting here. Exceedingly Good is $7 out to $8. We took a bet of $15,000 each way. Walander's been the best backed with me. It's been $4.60 out to $5 into $4.80. We took a bet of $30,000 at $5.50. Took another bite of $50,000 at $5, and there's been plenty of money for it. Number 4, All American, $7.50 into $7. We got.
The 2-year-olds on their way in the diamond and fast away near the fence. Exceedingly Good, no speed in the early stages. The Innis Fury going fast. Rian wide out. Baynak and Valander zipping through to head the lot of them. Going quickly. Pachanga Exceedingly Good, and then side of runners then is Marvine. All American splitting runners a length away. Hips Don't Lie. They were followed further back by Rian as Believe and Succeed is scorched across to go to the lead. A length away O'Kayla, Burgess, the Innis Fury, and 2 lengths away last of all is Minnesota Shark. Believe and Succeed with blistering speed leads the way from Valander. Baynak goes up to shade him. Pachenka 4th outside. Exceedingly Good off the rail. Then All American. Marvine the fence from Rian. Hips Don't Lie. Burgess, the Innis Fury, O'Kayla, and a length away Minnesota Shark. Around the bend, Believe and Succeed, the filly flying in front, led 2 lengths. Baynak, Valander. Pachenka starts to run on from Exceedingly Good. Brad Ruella coming on the outside now on All American, and running on is Rian, and Burgess is burning down the extreme outside. Believe and Succeed leads the way. Rian for that man Dunn. Rian takes the lead. All American coming through. It's Rian just in front. Rian clings on. Dunn wins 4 diamonds. Goes home to win it from All American. Photo 3rd. Burgess and Believe and Succeed. They were followed by Minnesota Shark. Exceedingly Good. Next of all was Valander, O'Kayla, Marvine, Sienna's Fury, Pachanga at the tail. No, there's another one. Baynak.
That is sensational. Dwayne Dunn, 4 Blue Diamonds in a row. Slick Shazzy, Nadim undoubtedly now. Rian, David Hayes Quinellering the race as well. Rian ahead of All American, and then we have in stories, Steve.
It's unbelievable, Caroline. 4 in a row is only 4 rides in this Blue Diamond. Undoubtedly, Nadim, Sleek Chassis, now Rian. David Hayes Quinellas the race for the 3rd year running. He's only had runners, I think, in something like 8 Blue Diamonds, David Hayes, and has now won it for the 5th time. So it's an extraordinary result for Dunn and Hayes.
That is just...
In a row, stunning performance. You must be well satisfied with your own team's performance.
Yeah, absolutely. They went in an alternate route, but I just felt that they didn't need hard racing, and we've got lots of horse to take to Sydney. See you in Sydney.
That's the idea?
Yeah, we're going to Sydney.
Travelled so good in the run again, just a bit like Sleek Chassis did last year, and he just probably run out of gas the last little bit because he's had a month between runs.
David's obviously tuned these horses perfectly, but your association with this horse, when did it start, and when did you know he was your Blue Diamond horse?
He was very similar to Nadim. I haven't picked him, earmarked him very, very early. We only know them by their pedigree, Hassan A. Ribe, so we've got to find out their race names later, but he was one I picked, and I thought he was a real deal, and he could win a Blue Diamond.
So how it worked?
Thank you.
4 out of 4. 4 rides in a Blue Diamond, unbeaten in the race. Caroline, a remarkable achievement.
It is. David Hayes. Rian paid $15.50, $4.50, $2.90 and $2.90 for the place getters. Let's...
Amazing. Dwayne Dunn, 4 out of 4 for him on Rian, $375,000. Hassanay again out of Ribe, a filly trained by Lee Freedman. But this one, out of it, trained by David Hayes. I'm sure he's pleased a bit.
Well, the boys said yesterday it was about 36,000 to 1, the all-up of his 4 winners. He's won these 4 diamonds and 3 for you, and, you know, they haven't been on odds-on chances. It's just been remarkable stuff, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been...
Seems to be the days of a speed horse winning the diamond are almost gone.
Yeah, I said earlier, you know, they've virtually got to be a Manicato or a Rancher to do it, and I didn't think I saw one this year. And it's the swoopers win it, don't they? They seem... I think the extra 100 metres and the pressure that comes on at the 600 compared to the lead-up races, which are non-pressure races.
Well, let's go to...
4 of the past 6 Blue Diamond winners haven't gone on to even win another race, let alone go on to great heights. Do you think that's coincidence, or can it be a little bit taxing?
Well, look, the Dean broke down in a track incident and nearly died, so I think he would have been a star. The horses around him went pretty good, Miss Finland and Wonderful World. Often the place getters in the race turn out very good. I think it's a coincidence. I wouldn't mind.
Lead off the beaten jockeys from the Blue Diamond Stakes.
Awesome effort. The other Rianne was just able to have a bit more power and ping at the top of the straight. But what I liked the most about my horse was the last 100. We were still making a race of it, going to the lot with better things to come.
I'd like to know which one David would like to go forward. I thought All-American, standout performance, and I just think he's the horse I'd love to own.
Finishes also very, very good. Great race. I'm just wondering how good they really are.
Oh, I think they're pretty good. Look, the first 5 over the line here, there's merit in all their performances. Look, the 2 strong colts of David's that quinelled the race, you can't take anything away from them. They're early in their preparation. It's probably not even their grand final day, as David so often points out. They're probably targeted for Sydney as well. Look, I thought the third filly did a fantastic job. She over-raced, she covered ground, Burgess, and you can't take anything away from her. She raced on fear, this Believe and Succeed, and she was entitled to stop earlier than what she did. And Minnesota Shark, he's a beauty. I think he'll get over further. He lost the plot when they sprinted, and he really motored to the line. So a lot of merit in the first 5 over the line there. I think they're right up there.
I would have to say, if they can teach her to settle, Believe and Succeed, if she learns to settle in a race, she might be the best of them, because it was a fabulous effort.
But I think all you boys have summed it up pretty well. The first 5, they're the main ones. I liked the All-Americans run. I thought it was very, very good. And, of course, the filly that ran 4th, Believe and Succeed, I liked both their runs.
Well, what about... Very skinny in the betting ring. Number 1, Racing to Win. On the TAB at $6.10, Racing to Win. On track, $4.80, and third favourite equally with Sniper's Bullet. Number 2, Paratroopers, $2.40, 40 cents longer at $2.80. Jet money for Racing to Win, good money for Sniper's Bullet. But the big money was on this morning, and to continue to flow here, and that's number 2, Paratroopers.
Off in the expressway, and Paratroopers fight out of the stalls and went straight to the lead. He's Canny was out of the stalls well, and Just Mambo's jockey is scrubbing the ears off him to go up on the outside, just being him against the paint. And last of all is Sniper's Bullet. It's Paratroopers the leader, under a good hold at the 400, led from Just Mambo. Bentley Biscuit switching out 3 wide. He's Canny's next, followed by Malcolm. Racing to Win's gone back to last as Sniper's Bullet comes to the extreme outside, and Nickolick looking for the treble Control on Paratroopers sent the big grey away. He's 2 lengths in front of Bentley Biscuit. He's coming off the rail, but they won't get Paratroopers. 100 to go. He sits down to ride it out. He's 3 lengths in front, and he races away and wins it well. Second, he's Kenny. Third, Home Sniper's Bullet, and then Malcolm and Racing to Win, followed by Just Mambo. And Bentley Biscuit has failed to fire a shot, and he's finished last of all.
He was awesome, Paratroopers. He bounced out of the gates, Danny Nikolic. He held him together.
Thanks for that, Richie. He's super, that horse. Wonderful to see him racing in that sort of style in the expressway. Let's have a look at what's happening here for our next.
And Racing to Win.
Well, at one stage he was destined to be a clerk of the course with Graham Salisbury at Flemington, but he's back, and it's a great job by the team at Woodlands to get this horse back in winning form, beating He's Canny. Well, we'll talk about the Beaten Brigade shortly, but 20 starts, 9 wins, almost $2 million in stakes. And Dan Nikolic, a clever ride there yesterday, Richie.
Yeah, look, there was no genuine speed on paper. Danny bounced him out, and I agree with what you said throwing to the race, Bruce. He'd had the benefit of one run. He's run in the Canterbury Classic when he had the 61 kilos, was sensational, and even Danny admitted that it was $10 in sleep. Got a stack of abilities, had his issues. Racing to Win, he needed the run, but the big worry yesterday, Bentley Biscuit. Ooh, what do we do there?
Yeah, look, I'm surprised, really. I know it's in retrospect, but he was such a good price. It was a one-horse race in the yard. The others were way above himself in condition. This horse had a recent run. Another horse that's next time we'll assess him. Of the other runners there, the Racing to Win, he needed that run. He just poked along behind and got home a little bit late. He'll improve for sure.
And Snipehurst continues for the Mark Kavanagh-trained Maldivian. The 5-year-old, who was targeting the Australian Cup next month, will now miss the remainder of the autumn because of a hairline fracture of his knee.
It's not career-threatening. You know, he will make a full recovery in about 8 weeks, so we're quite positive that he'll be back for the spring.
Maldivian's run of bad luck started when he suffered that nasty gash just before last year's Caulfield Cup.
You know, you've got to roll with the punches a bit in this game, and, you know, let's face it, we're lucky enough to have one that goes fast enough to get an injury.
And Greb, he's a lot shorter on the tote, Steve.
Yes, not surprisingly, the horse has attracted a lot of publicity to this point, but on course he's out to around the $3.40 mark. Greb much shorter on the tote. He's continuing to drift here on track.
As Mataz comes up, what will the blinkers do for Zagreb? Will he flump out of the barriers and go out to the tail? Or win the Pole Rigueur, the Autumn Classic? They're ready to jump. Let's have a look for Zagreb and the blue and whites. They're off, and he's walked out of the machine. Zagreb, the big boy, flopped out the back door to last with the Razzmatazz, and Brum Brum going back. Gratis fast away. Mega Boss and Tresor in the gold colours going quickly. Booker Tobacco handy. Validator whipping across, and use half length back at the tail of the field. A Razzmatazz and the big boy Zagreb whip them in 7, 8, 9 lengths off the lead as they come down the side of the course. Eugene stacks them and racks them. Leads the way by a long neck on Validator. Out wide Atlantis. Gratis the box seat. They were followed by Tresor, the centre from Absolute Star. Brum Brum's out and running quickly. A length away then is Rockabar on the fence. Mega Boss under lock and key. Starting to make ground. Raffaello. Zagreb gets his back. And last of all, as they come to the bend to Razzmatazz, 500 to go. Eugene being attacked left, right and centre by Validator. Atlantis in the centre. Wider out on the track as they turn. Brum Brum, Absolute Star the deepest. Gratis on the fence. Zagreb's last hard ridden comes to the outside as they wheel in the Autumn Classic. Validator goes up to Eugene to take the lead. Gratis trying to squeeze through, got put on ahead. Here's Absolute Star riding on, and also Atlantis on the outside with Brum Brum. It's Absolute Star going to the front. Here's Brum Brum. Brum Brum flying on the outside, hits the lead in the shadows of the post, and Brum Brum comes away to win it. Second Atlantis, third either Booker Tobacco, Validator, or back behind those Eugene. They were followed by Mega Boss. Gratis would have been right there, but got put on a rear at the 300 metres mark. Zagreb never likely from Absolute Star, Rockabar, Tresor.
You've got 78,000 plus on Super Tab, 78,792 on the numbers 6, 7, 5 and 4.
Intelligent ride won the race. He tried to make something happen, Brad Willer, and he did. He got the prize. Brum Brum 25 to 1, beat Atlantis and big odds, and I was definitely wrong. They weren't B minuses, they were closer to C minuses.
Well, I think so, Bruce. I don't think any of them are going to emulate, certainly not the winner, Don Eduardo or Gold Guru or Maya Card, who stepped from this race to win the AJC Derby. Don't think it's going to happen this year. 1-4
Again, an average type of race. A couple of other held up, squeezed about a bit too.
I'd have to agree with Alf there. I think that is a pretty
Was that a
ordinary
Group
field.
2 race?
Well, it was a pretty ordinary field because what he did on Brom, you don't see horses do. You don't see horses rush around the field, and he made ground quickly down the side there at Caulfield, get up outside the leaders, then drop back off the leaders again as they went round the corners, and then rally again in the straight and take the lead again. You just don't see it. So you'd have to say...
They ran 3.5 seconds outside the record.
Yeah, you'd have to say it was a suspect field.
Now, what about Zagreb?
Zagreb. Oh,
what about it?
I was a bit of a fan of him after he's running the CSA Stakes. I think he's a hurdler. I reckon.
Ronnie.
No, Robbie Lang should get on the phone and offer him 40 grand because he's a dead set hurdler.
I couldn't sack him on that. He got in a back in a slow.
Is a $14 chance here on track.
Number 1 is Nicanero, the 6-year-old by Dan Zero for David Hayes. He's won over $1.3 million. He's such a consistent fellow. Won and played.
Look, I'll just...
He's out to $5.50 by Reduced Choice, of course. There's not much more we need to say about her. She's been a wonderful Group 1 performer, and they're saying this...
Interesting, on track there has been some support for Miss Finland. She got out to $5.50. They've taken that. She's back into $5.
Over $4.60 now for Miss Finland, a minute away from start time in the Rock Ebony Futurity Stakes, of course, won last year by Aqua d'Amour. Before that, Fields of Omar. Wonderful horses in the parties. But Miss Finland, the people's favourite here, sir.
Danny Brereton is on the other side of the running rail at the moment, quite relaxed. Care in the world as Still Me moves in. Molotov has moved up, Shinzig, Ready and Publishing. Now softly get it through the first 400 or 600 metres. Tears good. Go there racing. Miss Finland jumped away well. Arnold's grabbing hold at the start. Nicanero's going back with her. Chinque Cento won the kick. Publishing was fairly out. That's in wide out in the blue and white. Scorching forward. Tears I Cry in the centre. Still Me handy. Shinzig going up in the apricot. Arbitration behind those. Casino Prince back on the rail. Coalesce is caught wide as they settle down from Molotov. Cargo Colt on the fence. Nero. Miss Finland's last of all as they climb the hill and Publishing roared to the front. Coalesce, Molotov, then Nicanero, and still last of all is Miss Finland. She's about 10 lengths away from Publishing. He leaves the 800-metre marker in his wake. Going away by a long neck on Tears I Cry, who's going up to serve it up to him now. A length away, Chinque Cento, Shinzig's had all the favours. Arbitration wide, Casino Prince on the fence, then Still Me, Coalesce, Cargo Colt, the rail from Molotov and Nicanero. Miss Finland's going to have to pull out a barnstorming run from the tail of the field as they turn. Publishing shook off the challenge of Tears I Cry. Shinzig coming with a run from Arbitration. Chinque Cento and wider out Nicanero. He's running on strongly. Miss Finland's come to the outside, but she's under the whip. Publishing in front, not for long. Nicanero stormed up on the outside and strikes the front and runs for home. Molotov, Cargo Colt getting out of the ruck. Nicanero burst clear. He deserves this Group 1, Nicanero, and he's screaming to the wire to win it brilliantly. Cargo Colt ran second, not sure third. Miss Finland maybe from Molotov in a photo and Shinzig behind them. Then Still Me, Arbitration. Coalesce was next in from Publishing, Chinque Cento, Casino Prince and Tears I Cry last in the Futurity.
Nicanero takes out the Group 1 Futurity Stakes. He'd already run $1.3 million in the past. He's such a consistent fella, and this one racing away.
Adds another Group 1 to his CV, along with those 7 Group 1 placings. What a record he might have had, but for a half head and a long neck here and there along the way, he was the right way.
Yeah, it did. I was actually surprised how easy he won. It was probably outside the fruit and veggies best performance. He's racing in career best form, and it was just...
Willer, rider of the 4th place, back to Richard in Sydney.
Yeah, good on your sleeve. We've got runners in the yard here for the Cargo Bar Stakes.
Maybe from Molotov.
Career win 10 from 41 starts, 2 Group 1s now, 1 in Western Australia, 1 in Victoria. Options are plenty for Nicanero, a Dan Zero. Gelding, who's now won about $1.67 million, and that's probably his best career win, Steve.
No doubt, as we looked at that vision again, he won the race quite decisively. As we've touched on many times, 7 Group 1 placings, now the 2nd Group 1 win. It was deserved, it was a terrific performance, and I think the overall level of the depth of our best horses at the moment, you'd have a crack anywhere you fancy with him. If they don't take up the Dubai option, I guess the Doncaster in Sydney becomes an option. Hong Kong, perhaps late April's also under consideration. Terrific performance and a career best from the runner-up also.
Yes, Cargo.
And the closing sectionals, the winner Nicanero home in 34.1 and 11.7. Miss Finland 34.5 and home in 11.5. So I think her run was okay. I'd definitely back her up in the Australian Cup.
Interesting.
It was good, but the rest of them about the mark.
Yeah,
Miss
look,
Finland?
Yeah, look, Miss Finland, the old story. She ran through the posters, they'd say, but still...
She earned a reprieve for another day.
Look...
For sure.
Yeah. I'd say runner in the Australian Cup.
Absolutely.
It's next week, it's a quick backup.
Why wouldn't you?
But in saying that, she did find his back, the winner's back on the point of the turn there.
He ran away from her.
And he out-sprinted her.
Yeah, he did. But look, he's a very good horse, but he's no superstar. And our weight for age horses, I've got to say, you know, comparing them to years, some of the good years, this is like Group 2 level, maybe Group 3 level.
That's spot on.
And he's done a very good job, Nicanero, beautifully placed, well ridden, all those things. But you know, if he's our best weight for age horse at that level, I'll give up. You know, they seem to just be a bunch, and there's no standout. That's a function.
Well, whether the Futurity proves a decent, reliable guide to the Australian Cup, I'm not sure. I think it was all last week, Steve, wasn't it? Princess Cope with the news that Maldivian's definitely out. 235 over Serbia and 370. Miss Finland. You'd think the option.
Cube is